All right. Welcome to the Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast. Big episode 250, part three.
Three.
Part
Part
three.
three. Let me see. Did the balloons come up when it's just the two of us? I must have disabled it.
I never got the balloon, so don't look at me.
Fuck.
One peace
I'm
sign, two
sticking,
peace
yeah, I'm
signs,
sticking
two
fingers
at the
all over
same
the place.
time.
No balloons, no
Little
celebratory
little
stuff. Yeah.
fingers. Sorry, guys.
That's it.
we
We
can't
got
even.
nothing over
We
here.
can't celebrate. No,
Anyway.
we got nothing. But
Well,
this
what
is
we've
part
got,
three.
yeah. We see, yeah, it's the trilogy.
Yeah, go back and listen to part one and two if you haven't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't just hop on here to hear us two. We're kind of like the party's winding down, and now it's just the two of us. We have to do these extra 50, well, 25 apiece, bringing the grand total to 50. That's why we did it, because we had show one. We talked about between us 100 movies. Show two, another 100 movies, and it stops at 200. So tonight, you hear me and Christian give our top 20, not our top 25, our 75 to 51, extra 25. And if we have time, talk about some other honorable mentions, because it's honestly ridiculous how many I have, and we'll do what we have time to do, is what it's going to be down to.
Admittedly, I will say, admittedly, this 25, some of these could be probably interchangeable. They all have the same rating. The only two that are not are the ones that I forgot, so I added them to this list. Now, if you'd rather me to keep those separate, like I mentioned that last show, right? So they should have been on my official list, to be honest, but I forgot about them. We'll get into it. But if you feel like that is a
Yeah.
cop out, then in the sense of like you'd rather me put two other ones, I have the rest. I have a few other ones there as well. I've got like essentially another list of 29. I mentioned I didn't watch Girl House again. I mentioned that I didn't watch House of Wax again. So I couldn't include them on my list that I deleted Dressed to Kill because I decided it was more shallow, and Christmas Evil because it just doesn't really feel like a slasher. I don't know what category you put it into, but it doesn't really feel slashery.
Not enough. I agree with you
Not
there.
enough
I agree.
is it. But if someone had it, I wasn't going to like lose sleep over it, but I just took it off.
Yeah.
So other than that, I mean, my number, see, the problem with it is if we're going back, like I guess it doesn't matter. Would we be saying that this is number, I guess we're not going from 75 to 51. We're going from 51 to 75, or does it freaking matter at this point?
Oh, I was going 75 to 51, but I mean, I don't care if it's
No.
easier for you.
Well, the only
Because
reason
here's
I'm
how my
saying it,
art, this is what it
okay,
is.
go ahead.
Mine were all mine were all written in order, and I had to leave a certain amount of 7.5s off the list. So on these last 25, I have number 25 to number whatever are sevens. So I specifically picked these movies that were rated seven out to be on this list. There's only one, two, three, four, eight of them or something like that. And then
Mhm.
after that, movie number 68 to movie number 51 are all 7.5. So for that reason, that's what I was going to do. But if you want to
No,
do it the other way for any particular reason, I don't
no,
care. I can just,
I don't know why I'm dancing around it. I mentioned it last episode in the big show that I forgot Dream Home, which should have been on my list, and Wolf Creek 1 and 2. So I kind of put them there at the number 1 and 2 spots, but really they would have been much higher in my list. So I think what I'll do is I'll pretend that I've mentioned them now. I'll cut them off the list. And then I've got the rest of the ones in order that would have been the official 75 to 51. Does that make sense? And we'll just know that Christian screwed up yet again on his list making, and Wolf Creek 1 and 2 and Dream Home will not be represented, but definitely should be seen by any slasher fan out there. And you represented them anyway, so that's great. So that's it. Now I feel good. I'll take them off the damn list, and everybody's happy. I hope.
And as long as you got those 25s in order from 75 down, great. If you got to take a minute to put them together or whatever, that's
Nope.
okay. I have those, and like I said, this is check this out. I have to talk about because I'm a list junkie and ratings and all this other stuff and percentages sometimes when I do lists. It's really weird because first and foremost, my top 50, just the 50 I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I did some screwing around after I did some, not screwing around, I did some more detailed things and I wanted to talk about that. So while you're doing your thing, I could talk about this. So out of 50 movies, 18 of them are considered foreign. So that's a decent percentage there. And then I went by decade. And this is kind of interesting. For the top 50, I had 3 from the 1970s. I had 18 from the 80s.
Hmm.
I had, and this, even for me, this is hard for myself to believe. And I know I'm always down on the decade, but I had 0 from the 1990s. 0. um, but not the rest of the way, there'll be some 90s, but just for the top
Yeah.
50, they weren't there. For the
Sure.
2000s, I had 11. For the 2010s, I had 12. And for the 2020s so far, I've had 5. And we're only 4 years in. So it seems to me that since the 2000s, you know, there's like 10 a decade or something like that. And that's not bad because like even at the height of it all in the 80s, I have 18. Of course, we're not talking franchises. If we were talking franchises, there's a hell of a lot more from the 80s. But still, I think it's cool that the 2000s and upward have actually I discovered that they had more than I was giving them credit for. So it's kind of cool,
No, that's
you
great.
know.
I
And
didn't do that.
the
I
foreign.
I should have done that, and I didn't do that. But the like I feel like my list, when I went through that list, the last two shows, I was very happy with the representation across pretty much every decade. I will admit the 90s had the least amount because I can think of popcorn off the top of my head that made it. To be honest, that's what I can think of right
Right,
now.
right.
But so yeah, I'm just like I'm trying to finalize this, and yeah, it's
That's
I,
okay.
I guess
There's
the other
more I could
one,
talk about.
yeah, the only other one that that you had that I feel guilty about is that I because I didn't rewatch again um was Alice Sweet Alice.
Oh, another one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. You didn't watch it, huh?
No, I it was on the short list to rewatch and I didn't get to it again.
I should have
Or if
made
I
you watch these
watched it,
movies already.
I watched it if I did watch it, it was way back when, and I didn't actually put it on my slasher list, so I didn't include it because I know that I watched that recently. I know I did. But I just think I forgot to include it on my slasher list. So then when I compiled my top list, because I think both you and Greg had it on. And if Greg didn't, you definitely did. But for whatever reason, I feel like it was on.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe it was just you. Maybe it was just
probably.
you. But
Maybe. I
anyway,
don't know. Definitely me. If anyone else, Greg, definitely. But yeah, I mean it happens. I spend so much time researching and so much time going
oh,
through
I know.
lists here or there and everywhere in letterbox lists and slashers, and there's like 20 different lists, and I went through all of them, every single list. I'm looking, and see what's cool is that you could do a thing on letterbox where you can have certain things faded out if you've already watched them. So when you go and you look at a list, let's say there's 100 movies in a list and you've already watched 70, you're not even going to see them lit up. You're just going to see the ones you haven't seen. So you just kind of scroll down like, oh yeah, okay, maybe that could constitute for, as one this and this. And I do that, and again reading articles, going on IMDb, going here, going there. So I
Mhm.
spent in the early times when you were going crazy watching, I was probably spending more time researching than watching and trying to, you know, balance it out. because I really didn't want to miss anything. Of course, there's no way we're going to see every decent slasher. It's never going to happen.
No.
I could try till the day I die. Maybe it'll happen. But I mean, that's if I do it every day. But either way, it's difficult to do. So I just wanted to try to get as much representation. And that's what I did. And then I also took a note here, 259 movies, and of them, 131 I give an official recommend, meaning it's a 7 or higher. So, and if you do
Yeah,
the
man.
percentage, it's 50% basically of everything I watched I'd recommend. So I'm pretty happy about that, you know?
No, I mean, the one thing about this is I actually probably had more fun this time leaving out the major players and trying to find some more hidden gems or ones that are not talked about as much, even though my list might not
Hmm.
represent it overall. I think maybe this list might have a little bit more so, but even when I look at this one,
Sure.
there's still a lot of mainstream options out there. But it was just really
Hmm.
cool to actually, like I said, go back and revisit things that a lot of them came up. Like a lot of them came up, even ones that we're going to be talking about on this final list here. But yeah, I mean, and there's still some that are off this list that I'd probably recommend.
And hopefully we have time to talk about it. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully we go through our 25 or 25 and we have time to talk about our other 7 out of 10s or other recommends. I think we will if we're not doing anything else. And that's great because again, with me and my number crunching, after all this is done, that leaves me with an extra 53 movies that have a 7 out of 10 that aren't even on any list right now. That's how many I'd recommend. It's a lot. So I'll try to highlight some here and there, some we've talked about on the last 5 or 6 shows, so that kind of
Yeah,
helps. But if we have time, I'm going to shout them out as quickly as I can. And
yeah.
honestly,
No, I think
even
it's
these ones here that we're going to talk about, I'm not going to talk very deeply about them because, frankly, I don't remember. Now we're 3 weeks removed, longer from watching anything. So I'll be like 25 or 75 this. Yeah, someone else had this on the list. It was pretty good. Blah, 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 blah. Move on. I think more
true.
cases that's going to be like that, you know?
I'll joke it aside too. I mean, we can make a we can joke about it too, but I mean, ultimately, this is a list show. We don't we've
Yeah.
done the reviews when we were doing it through the year of the slasher for most of it. I mean, not all of them, obviously, but I think it's better just like a list. I mean, it's only the two of us, so it might be too quick. I'm not saying I'm
No,
not going to talk
sure.
about them, but I mean, I'm just not. What happened was I stopped at my 25, Dave. I didn't continue it, so I'm like trying to go off my letterbox versus my actual list that I have in front of me here, and it's weird because I feel like I'm leaving some out. So that's why I feel like at least we're going to be talking about those ones afterwards. Because even my number
Yeah, we
25
will.
that is showcased here, I enjoyed it shit tons more than the first time I watched, but I'm surprised that it actually made like that it would have come into that 75 mark. Like when I see it here, I'm like, wow, really? That would have hit 75? But yeah, according to how I ranked everything, it would. So I don't know. Do you want to get into it?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. We'll get into it and we'll see what we have time for after. But yeah, I'm excited to hear more. This is good. Hope
Yeah.
everybody's digging it, you know?
Yeah. No, for sure. This is awesome. And so I guess
Yeah.
well I'm not gonna remember everything, so I'm just gonna start. We're gonna use 25 to 1. But obviously everybody out there, this is 75 to 51 for those keeping score. And I guess there could be a ton that fit at this 25 spot. There really could be. And it surprised me as well. I gave the edge to Billy Club. So Billy Club made the list. I did not
Wow.
like this movie. I actually looked at my original rating for this and I rated it sort of average or below average the first time I watched it. Like I think it was a 5 or maybe even a 4.5. I don't know what I thought,
Wow.
what was going through my mind at the time, but I rewatched it for this show and liked it shit tons more. Now, it doesn't really, the only thing it really does new is There's some interesting character traits that you wouldn't expect maybe in a lower budget slasher film. But I thought it handled it really well. And considering what the killer wears and the weapons he used, and they handled their low budget well. This is not going to change the world by any means, but my enjoyment was significantly more was it was significantly more enjoyable, sorry, than that last time I watched it way back when for Year of the Slasher Part 1. So Billy Club comes in at my number 25.
Nice. It's fun. The thing about Billy Club, it's just has the right setup. It's an old school feeling slasher. And I
Yeah.
forgot what year it came out, 2000s, I believe. But I mean, it has that feel of an 80s slasher. When a movie can do that, hell, you're already going to be like probably a six for me. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
just have that type of storyline and have the acting be decent, have the kills be decent is all I'm asking for. And then we could take it from there. But that's what they're doing there. So I dig it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Perfect.
Okay. My 75 is I've talked about it last time, last round. I've talked about it on the show a lot recently even. But from 2001 it's Shredder. You guys have heard me talk about
Yeah.
before. It's I think Carly also had it on her list, so that was cool. And oh yeah, I'll be bringing it to her. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna bring it to her this week when I see her at Wasteland because I'm going, so I'm
Oh,
really
you are
excited.
going.
So
Nice. Is,
yeah,
is
it's
that is the
official. Yeah,
whole
I'm
22
driving
shots
up.
crew going?
Basically, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna give her that Blu-ray and some VHSs, and maybe I'll have gifts for everyone. We'll see. I don't know, but anyway, Shredder. I don't even have to get into it. It's from 2001. The kills are good. The setup is great. Like I said, it's fun. It's in the snow. You know what I mean? You got these kids getting bumped off, and a couple good reveals and whatnot. It basically has a Friday the 13th formula in a way. And I like most of the kids. So, yeah, it has its charms, but not everyone's going to be into it. I'm just one of those people that since the first time I saw it, I was like, yeah, man, this is a good one. So, there you go.
Well, good choice. I actually like that one more this time too. Still don't love
Cool.
it, but I've liked it a little bit more each time. I guess it's because I think it's gonna be worse than I guess I'm expecting iced, and it's not iced.
Oh God, no.
I know.
Ice is so boring. Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
so my number 24 is one that I love or like. Every time I watch it, I like it. Everybody calls it boring as shit. And I just like it. And again, I think it's because there's something about the atmosphere and the way that the way the look of the film is, the cinematography, even though it was a problematic shoot, and that's The Final Terror. 7 out of 10. Once again, I
Wow.
do like this movie. I've always kind of liked it, but it seems to be flip-floppy with a lot of fans. Like most of them think it's boring as shit. But I like the cast and I just like the way it looks.
Nice, man. No, nothing wrong with
Simple as
that.
that.
Maybe I'll watch it again. Maybe I'll watch it again. Well, it's weird with ratings. Speaking of ratings going up and
Oh yeah.
watching it again, who knows what's going to happen? This, I think I was mentioning it prior, maybe before even episode 250, but I was saying that there was like three or four movies that 80s slasher movies that everybody seems to like more than me. And we've talked about them on the show. And I said maybe they'll make my list next time. And sure enough, this time around, what was on my list? The Curtains went up. It was on the top 50, and the Funhouse went up. And now
Oh,
I had some other movies from the 80s go down, and I had some like even ones that were on my top 50 last time are down further here, and they're going to be represented here. But it's really interesting because with the ratings, some of them just kind of didn't go up. You know what I mean? I watched
mhm.
them. I was like, a two went up. Anyway, it's just weird how I always say a movie's only as good as the last time you watched it, and it's just how it is with me. But Now, this one here, the reason I bring all that up is because this is a movie I think everyone had on their list and on their 50, and I didn't. For me, it's down here at 74. It's Hell Night. And
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know, Linda Blair, good setup, lots of fun. The story. I love the beginning, and I love all the lead up and the mythology of the three messed up kids and what happened and everything else, and it's cool and it's fun. The weird thing is this. And I love the final chase and the ending. Love it. The weird thing is this though. If this movie was released today, I don't think it would be as good a movie. Like I think what it is about Hell Night is the 80s atmosphere. Just something about the feel because it's very basic. It's cool. There isn't a real big body count. There really isn't like a whole lot of gore or fantastical killings, but it's a solid slasher in the 80s. But I think people like it. Half of the reasons is because it's an 80s slasher. I think the same thing released now, it wouldn't be as popular, is what I'm trying to get at. But I enjoy it. It's another seven. So Hell Night.
Yeah. Nope. Perfect. I mean, hey, it was on my list. I do like it, but I can't disagree with a
I
lot of
think
what you're
everyone
saying.
had it.
Yeah.
I think everyone had it but me, but I have it here. So whatever.
My number 23 or 73, however you want to do it, is another one that I wanted to put a spotlight on, and it was They Them, one that I really didn't care for all that much the first time I watched it, and it went right back up again. I mean, there's the one fault of this film is that there's a bit of a stretch where it doesn't seem like there's any killing happening, so that they can get some of the plot moving forward. But once the reveal of the killer once you get the reveal of the killer, it's actually a really cool reveal and a cool reason why. And I don't know, it definitely. I think the problem with it is the subject matter pretty much just pissed half the audience off because they didn't want to see it. Just it's woke garbage, whatever it may be, and they just figured they weren't going to even give it a chance. But if you actually give it a chance, you get a pretty decent story and a cool slasher to boot. To boot. To boot.
To boot. I'll boot. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's cool. I didn't get around to seeing it. I saw another one though. I saw another movie that was, and I kept reading that it was kind of under the radar, and everyone was saying that this was like what they them wanted to be or something like that. So it had kind of a similar, um, what do you call it, story about a conversion camp. And what the hell? Oh, Children of Sin from
Oh,
2022. I don't
I
know if
haven't
you
seen it.
watched that one, but okay. It might
I
be
wrote it
one.
down.
I don't know if I gave it a seven or not. I'll know at the end of the show, but I'll just tell you this: 2022, after being sent to a sinister religious retreat by their stepfather, two siblings fight to escape in order to save their mother from harm. But it's really interesting. They get sent to this place that's a conversion camp, and it's really hardcore and other thing. It isn't just conversion, it's like rehab. And that's one of the things you're rehabbing people from, I guess, so to speak, is their sexuality,
Yeah.
But killings happen there. And I'm just saying, I saw that comparison like three or four times and I should have mentioned it to you. But maybe you'll check it out now, whatever. But that's
Yeah,
called
I wrote
Children
it
of Sin.
down
I
for
thought I'd give
sure.
them a minute. It's on Tubi, so there you go.
Oh, even better.
Okay.
It's
My
cool.
my 73 is a movie that's it's just a movie. Nobody else seems to love it but me. It's just another one of those simple 80s slashers that I think the kills are creative. I really like the reveal. The kids are fine and it's fun. And that's all I need. And that this is Hide and Go Shriek. And I've
Yeah.
probably talked about it here a few times. It doesn't seem to end up on anybody's list usually but mine. It's just one of my favorites for whatever reason, but it's fun. My only complaint is there's too many survivors. But even at the end, uh, the reveal you won't see it coming, especially in the 80s. I mean, it was kind of ahead of its time in that respect. But there you go,
Yeah.
hide and go shriek.
I actually don't mind that one either. I get a good kick out of it. I get a good kick out of it as well. You know what's very interesting? I just want to bring it up right now. Oh, maybe I won't bring it up now. Maybe I'll wait till we do our list. I'll wait till we bring up listens in case I spoil something without even realizing I'm doing it, because I tend to do that. My number 22 is He Knows You're Alone. This has become an annual watch for me.
Ah,
I had ignored this movie. I remember knowing that Tom Hanks was in it, and I remember reading a review that said it wasn't all that great. And I don't think I ever checked it out even way back when. If I did, I saw like a snippet at the neighbor's house where I caught all the horror movies before I really became a horror fan. Um, and really what I got into more in the last 10 years, like since we've been doing the show, I watched it and I liked it. And I watched it for the first slasher show, and I liked it. I don't. It didn't make my list though because we were doing the franchises and everything. But every year since,
right.
I watch it, and it's now in the rotation, and I dig it. So it's yeah,
Nice, man.
a lot of fun.
Oh, it's cool.
Uh, Yeah,
I do like the He Knows You're Alone. Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. Isn't what her name in it too? And she's pretty young at the time still from the first Vacation movie. Dana Barron. Isn't she in there?
maybe,
I think she
maybe
is.
because I typically watch this and another one that will be coming up later back to back, and then I confuse because there's a someone else that's in that one that we'll get to. Uh, that's where I thought you were going with it. I was going to go, no, that's this one, but that's not who you were talking about. So,
I know what you're thinking of. How about
yeah.
that? I can already predict it. Hold on. I won't say it.
Oh, you can say it. Who
Okay,
cares?
I'll say this. SS. Is this movie called SS?
No, no.
Okay, then forget about it. All right.
Interesting. Now, what's
We'll see what
SS?
happens. Sweet 16.
No, no. But okay, now I know where you're going with that. No, that one has never won me over. That one, although,
Me
although
neither. But I
I
like it
enjoyed it
though.
more this last view than before, but it's still on the lower rung
I
for
agree,
sure.
but I still like it. I'm not even sure. I might have given it a seven. Again, I'm gonna know till I look at my
Ooh,
sevens list if we get to it at the end of this.
yeah.
I know I went up on it. I can tell you that one girl is absolutely stunning. Not Dana Kimmel, the other one. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. But anyway, when I was saying Dana Barron, I thought maybe you were thinking of Dana Kimmel, and then I was
Yeah.
gonna, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
Dana
No,
Barron
I
was always one of my earliest big crush of mine since I was a kid because when the first Vacation came out, I was basically her age. So. You know what I'm saying? So it really sucks when you watch movies like that now because you see her and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a crush. But now you look at it, you're an adult, but it's a kid and you're not a kid anymore. So it's like a weird thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
absolutely. Yeah. It happens
yeah,
every time I watch these
yeah.
old
But
movies.
anyway, I know, right? Yeah, it's weird. Sucks. Can't even look at your old high school yearbook because, like, oh man, she was so hot. Hey, what are you saying? You know what I mean? But that is
What?
what your mind would
I
be.
can't
You
look
would
at it
say
because
that
the
to your
pages are
friend.
stuck together. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is a good book for that back
It's
then.
been
I'll tell you that.
laminated.
But anyway, I digress. Right, for sure. All right, let me go on. 72. We talked about it on the other show. We talked about it many times. Tourist trap. Really
Yes.
creepy stuff. I mean, I'm not talking about stunning women. I mean, woo wee. Boy, Tanya Roberts in that movie. My Lord. But anyway, that's just part of it. It's a good story. It's it's creepy. That's for sure. And yeah, most people like Taurus Trap, so I don't have to sell that. I really love the music in there from Pino Donaggio as well.
Yeah, it's
So
a
there you
creepy
go.
soundtrack, man. It's a good soundtrack. Doesn't get a lot
Hmm.
enough attention. Uh, Another
Right.
one that again seems to be in the rotation is 10 to Midnight. It's, you know, it's slasher. Like you can't deny it. Like I mean, I think on the first show we did, I'll always remember Brandon talking about how this his babysitter showed him this and it freaked the shit out of him when he was a kid because it's about this naked guy who is naked killing co-eds. It just happens to have Charlie Bronson in it, so there's a bit of the cop element to it as well. But it's a slasher film, no differently than Silent Rage with Chuck Norris and Here on the Terror with him. It's like
Right.
they were doing these sort of mashups, but it's gone in the rotation. I really like it, and I think it's also because I like Charles Bronson as well. But
Yeah,
this is
doesn't
creepy.
hurt.
It's creepy. He's creepy.
No, I dig it. Yes, I dig it as well. So I'm definitely with you on that one, 10 to midnight. Nice. Okay, number 71 for me. This was on everybody else's list. And last time it was on my top 50, and this time it went down. My last viewing, it just went down a little bit. I just wasn't, there were a couple times where it felt a little slow, and that hadn't really happened in the past. So maybe the novelty wore off after so many times watching it. But either way, great movie, great poster, lots of fun. April Fool's Day. So
Yeah. I
there's not
remember you
much else
saying
I
that.
need to say. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's I like again, whatever. It's a 7 out of 10. I still dig it, but I don't put it in like, isn't it weird though? Like I have like cheerleader camp and friggin' Slaughter High and Intruder and those ones up there. And April Fool's Day, who a lot of people consider like it's almost like a, I'd probably like say a B slasher, but like like
Hmm.
a higher B. You know what I mean? Like the people you got their A's from the 80s, and then you got the next level. This is kind of them. So, but I felt like I've come down a little bit more as compared to other people, obviously, but still great. And Amy Steele, you can't go wrong with her. So
Well, sorry, I shifted my list. My number 70, 20, depending on how you're looking at this, guys, I'm going to keep doing this every number, is Don't Open Till Christmas. Or do not open till Christmas. I think it's Don't Open Till Christmas. Again, the one that is with the producer that was behind sort of Friday the 13th. I think it was Steve Minison or whatever. I mentioned this on the show before when I was trying to get you to watch it, but you didn't watch it until more recently. But this was like a year and a half ago,
yeah,
almost coming up to 2 years ago when I watched it, and I said the beginning is ripped off right out of Friday the 13th. Instead of being in a cabin, it's just two people making out in the car, and it's the POV cam. It's straight out of there, same shots and everything like that. And then again, there's some crazy kills, like some crazy kills. You brought them up. Some that don't even kind of make you, how did this even happen in front of all these people or whatever? But I
yeah,
like the
yeah.
movie. I like the reveal. It's and it's British too, so you got that to either um, be a highlight or hold it back for you. But yeah, I I dig it. Don't open to Christmas.
I'm glad I watched it this year. It's the kind of movie that not annual, but I'll probably watch it. It'll be in the rotation of like my B and my C Christmas horror movies where it'll pop up every like, you know, 3, 4, 5 years or something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'll watch it again. I definitely dig it. So I'm glad I had to watch it. So that's a good one. Okay.
awesome.
This is another 80s, 1980 to be exact. My number 70 is The Boogeyman. We spoke about it a little bit last show,
Yep,
and it's kind of cool. It's interesting. It's definitely a different kind of movie. I like the lighting. It's weird because it turns into a possession for a little bit, and then you see some other stuff that's slashery and whatnot. And the score is kind of like Halloween meets an Italian cannibal movie too. It's just got a weird,
yeah,
I don't know. It's got a weird type of presentation, but I really dig it. There's some good kills. And
agreed.
there's a scene that's kind of like The Entity at one point. There's a pitchfork thing like Friday 3 and a bloody priest, always fun. um Little Amityville mix up in there, and I love mirror stuff. I'm always a sucker for it. So and it's a good ending. It's just my kind of flick. So yeah, the Boogeyman.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I just didn't like it just didn't make it was fun to watch. And it would probably be on an extended list if we had to put the whole list out there. Obviously, it would be there some. I don't even remember my rating for it, but I think I was like a 6.5 or 7 as well. Like it's good. I think Greg was the only one that had it on his official top 50. Um,
Okay,
that was cool. My number 19 is the original Maniac Cop. I had to have it represented. I do like the movie.
there you
I do
go.
like the movie. I just think I prefer the sequel. Like I'll actually go to the sequel before I go to the first one. I'm more enjoyable. That's why it was on my top 50. But I do like this one too. I mean, you've got Tom Atkins, you've got Bruce Campbell. I mean, yes, I get it. It does lean into the action genre a little bit more so. It's kind of a smash up, but yeah, some great themes, and it's a it's a cool little slasher. I mean, I like what William Lustig and um, I think Larry Cohen wrote it and what they came up with.
Mm,
It's fun.
yeah, right on. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm not, I've never been a
Yeah,
big fan of
I
any
know
of them in
that whole
particular,
series.
but I don't. I'm not dissing the first one by any means. It's fine. So, and a lot of people like it. So I know I'm in the minority. Okay, now 69. Here's some movies, because I'm cheating, that you're not a fan of, but I have got to talk about them just one more time in case someone hasn't heard the early episodes. Let me just
Oh,
say it
I know what
quick.
you're talking
My
about.
number, my number, maybe you do. Number 69 is my Super Psycho
Yeah,
Sweet 16
yeah.
trilogy. Yes, 1 through 3. They're not easy to get your hands on, but search. And if you're a slasher fan, I promise you won't be disappointed. Well, okay, I can't promise. I I would be surprised if you didn't like it because I was surprised when Christian wasn't really a fan. To me, it has all the hallmarks of a good slasher, and yes, it was made by MTV, but it still works, and the humor that's in there isn't over the top or anything. I dig it. But all three of them are worth your while. I think it's almost like maybe it's diminishing returns each one, but I ranked them all a 7. So they're all definitely worth your time. And yeah, if you can get your hands on them, definitely do.
I might have to check them out again just because of you raving about them. I just remember scratching my head saying I got bamboozled by Moods and JP because they were singing the
Well, there
praises.
is
That's how I heard of them. So then I watched them.
me too.
And yeah.
I know. I know they turned me onto it, and I didn't expect to like them. And then I watched them, and I was like, wow. And I didn't watch them until this time came around. Even when they liked them, I didn't watch them when they reviewed them like 3 years ago. Although I probably couldn't find them even if I wanted to, but that's another story.
Well,
So there you go.
my number 18 is one that I thought was going to make my top 50 list, to be honest, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the first time. But there's still quite a bit to enjoy here and some brutal kills if you stick with it. And that's Seance, the one that starts like something else, but is, when all's said and done, a slasher film. Do you remember this one, Dave? Where it's like in the girls' school and it's almost set up like it's a ghostly or
What's the
yeah,
movie called?
seance.
Oh, I thought you said it was set up like a seance, you said.
Sorry. No, it was set up like like a haunting or a ghost flick, but ultimately it's a slasher film.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I like seance.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's pretty cool stuff. There's a couple nice reveals in there. The deaths are good. Uh, and what else do you want? So I
I
agree. Yeah, I like
mean
that one.
there is a death, although not as gory as High Tension, that owes a little bit of a nod to High Tension because it's the same sort of principle where, yeah, there's a beheading that it's quite
Hmm.
shocking. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good choice. I like seeing it. I didn't know you liked it that much. That's good
Yeah,
to
oh, no, I
know.
really liked it. Actually, I was raving about it the year it came out, I think. I think we both were kind of high, like thinking,
We
hey,
both
this is,
were. Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
And then when I rewatched it for the show, I expected it kind of like Sissy made it and Seance didn't. And I kind of thought it might have flip-flopped or it might have been on that list, but I still enjoyed it. It just didn't have the same wow factor as the first time.
Understood. No, that's cool. I can dig it. Okay, my number 68 is another movie that you don't like, but I'm gonna say this. I saw it one time, and on my second view, I felt differently. And I still say this. This could be a great movie. Could be. The reason it's not is because of the last 15 minutes and because of some other edits that weren't made. If you take that out of the thing, you could have a great movie, in my opinion. And this is where the 7.5 start. I gave this movie a 7.5, so I have to have it here. And it's from this year, In a Violent Nature.
That's the one. That's the one I
I
was
know
going to
you don't
mention
like it.
earlier. No, that was the one I was going to mention. That I was shocked no one had it on their top 50 list, and I was kind of happy about that. But then I was like about to say, and I'd be surprised if it makes it today. And I'm like, that's why I said I'm not going to say anything because I don't know. and and I'm glad I didn't because it's on your list, which is fine. I was really surprised it wasn't on everybody's 50, to be honest, except for mine, obviously. But
Oh,
that
so
didn't
you,
surprise me.
well, yeah. So you do recognize there's some qualities that people are going to dig if you thought it was going to be on the
Well,
list.
I mean, the kills are good. The kills are good. There's no question about it, or at least three of them are. But it's the absolute like like mind-numbingly boring time in between that I don't understand how anybody could dig. Just watch your friend play Friday the 13th, the video game, and I half say that it's a joke and half say that it's exactly what the experience is like. In fact, Friday the 13th, the video game is better because at least you get the Mary Manfredini um, soundtrack.
Well, I like the lack of score in the movie. I like as much as I love Manfredini's soundtrack. I like the lack of the score in this. I like the feel. But I do agree. I don't want all of it cut, but if they cut 50% of the walking scenes, that would probably be about, I don't know, 6, 7 minutes. If they cut that and then the ending, if the movie literally just ended when the girl got picked up by that woman or something and got in her car and they drove off and we didn't hear the conversation and then they
Yeah.
zoomed to what they do at the end, that would have been so much better. I'd say this is great because I enjoy everything else about it. I'm into the whole theory, the whole gimmick of following him. And even if it is slow at some point, I would almost rather see that than the same, kids having fun, grab ass and doing their thing, listen to music, some teen drama, which I do like it all, but I'm saying I like to change a pace of just not having to have to go through any of that and just following the killer and getting to the kills. I think it's really neat. So so that's it.
No.
In a
Yeah.
violent nature. I know it's controversial.
Well, it's controversial. It's just no, I'm not a fan. But that's what does that mean? What does that matter?
Yeah.
My number 57 is one that you love, and I do like it. It just didn't make the list, the higher up list. It's cheerleader camp. As you mentioned, it does have all
Oh.
the elements. I mean, it has the elements there, whether it's from the cover of the actual VHS box. Holy shit, I can't speak. To just the kills, the cast, like the reveal. It's there. It's a fun little slasher, but you're right. It doesn't seem to get the love that some of these other ones do.
Weird. Right.
Yeah,
But I'm glad you have it here somewhere. It's good to
yeah.
hear.
No, yeah,
Oh, that's great. Okay, well, my number 67 is one you know well, and you left it off your list by accident or whatever, but it's House of Wax. So
yeah.
we've talked about it. That you talked about earlier, your whole thing and everything else. And I've always liked this movie, and it seems like it's kind of very recently getting a little bit more recognition. At least the more people I talk to about slashers, it seems to be. But for a while, it just kind of it came and it went, and
I think
didn't
it was
hear
the
a lot
remake
about it.
syndrome,
And
right? People, when the
yeah,
remakes came out, they shit, and then time goes by, they calm down a little bit. They take their pills, and then they realize that it's not going to change history or how movies are made or anything else. So then they just realize and they accept it for what it is.
I think
Definitely
it's
take your
that
pills,
it did
everybody.
come out. It came out during that time period, and I get that. And I think having Paris Hilton in there seemed like a gimmick. So people
Yeah.
already were coming in there with their arms folded, and I think that hurt it. And it's unfortunate, but I think it's great. And the third act, the climax with the freaking melting house is awesome. Effects by KNB, you can't go wrong. And the kids are fine, really. There's a good story about the brother and the sister and the sister's boyfriend, and the stuff is good. And even the stuff about the brothers and everything else that we learn, it's cool stuff, and it's done well. So there you go. Also wax.
Awesome. Good choice. And my number 56, again, another one that I wanted to shed a light on because I do like this one. Um, it's Happy Death Day. It's, it kind of
Nice.
abandons the slasher element for a bit, but when it's got the just enough ingredients to keep it going, and it's definitely, again, total like out of all those sort of new wave ones, and I don't know why I've got like four of them in my mind. Totally Killer is my favorite. Happy Death Day is my second favorite, and then Happy Death Day 2 and Freaky are kind of like even Steven. Freaky has a really good kill in it, but the rest of the movie is kind of subpar. It's okay. And Happy Death Day 2 is not really horror much at all. So, but the first one, it's still fun. I dig it. I've watched it numerous times. I like the cast. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You don't. I agree with you, of course. But you don't consider Final Girls as to be in that same
It
category?
would be in that one too, and then that one would be up there with at the top. Uh, that and Totally Killer are the standouts for sure.
Okay.
I
What
just I
about
feel like
You Might Be the Killer?
there was a You Might Be a Killer was another one I forgot. I forgot to put that on my fucking list as
Uh,
well. There's been so many when this is the problem. You watch all of these things, and I'm trying to be meticulous. I got these on Letterbox, and I forgot You Might Be the Killer. And yeah, that's another standout. Again, that one always went up. If you remember the first time I watched it, I wasn't the biggest fan. I was like a six. Fan enough. Like I was willing to rewatch it again, and when I rewatched it, I liked it a heck of a lot more because you and I reviewed it for the show because you really liked it. So
yeah.
yeah, but I again, there's a few of these that I've just as we've been talking, I'm like, fuck, I forgot about those.
It had. I try. I made my list of the 250 on Letterbox, and I kept showing it to everybody just for that reason, so people had a reference. So I tried.
Yeah, no, and I
But
looked.
hey,
I looked,
just
but then what happens is when I was compiling it, I went to a different sheet. And then I'm like, okay, I went and
mhm.
I skimmed my watch list again. And then I was like comparing it to Shaq. I'm like, yeah, I got everything. And then obviously I didn't. I left out a handful of them.
That happens. You have a lot of great ones anyway, and that's just more slashers to talk about.
Yeah.
As long as they're on somebody's list, we hear about them, so that's good. Okay, so my number 66, you've already talking about it. It's on your 50, talked about it, and it's Sissy. So,
Nice.
uh, I think we reviewed it, didn't we,
Yeah.
over this past?
Earlier this year or whatever in preparation
Yeah,
for Year of
yeah,
the Slasher 2. Yeah.
yeah. It's another one. It's more of a recent one, but I mean, if you look at the poster or hear the premise or something, you might not think it's for you. But believe me, it's good slasher stuff. It's got a character you like, kind of following the character and what's going on in her life, and it's a good damn story. And the kills, they're not messing around, man. Those are good slasher kills. There's a great slasher kill towards the end. It's just brutal, the last one. Oh man. And the way it ends, it's just great. But you got good freaking kills. I mean, it's just the way it's marketed, I guess, or the way it looks. Sometimes, like Seance. You look at that poster and you think it's like the Craft
Hmm.
remake or something. You know what I mean? But you got to peel back the layers. You got to, when you see something's a slasher or hear slasher talk, just investigate a little bit, because, I think some people skip this movie. But no, Sissy's good stuff. And I know you like it. It was in your 50, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was. It was good.
Right on.
It was my number 30, actually.
Nice.
So where are we here now? Sorry, I have to scroll back and forth here. My number 55 is Madhouse.
65.
65 is Madhouse. And that was the one that
Nice.
we watched earlier this year as well for Year of the Slasher. The one that won us over because it looked we just finished, I think, doing. I was shitting on Craven, as I've been doing a lot in the last few years, it seems, and just talking about how like I guess TV quality Deadly Friend looked, and not cinematic, and then we get this you know European slasher film. It just looks, it just the framing, everything about it just looks more cinematic, which just adds another level, another punch to it. And it's got those funny characters. I don't remember if it was the Japanese couple or whatever that are running it. And I remember getting a chuckle out of them, and it's got some good kills.
Uh-huh.
And although it's silly, there's something about it that stuck with me. And I just was one of the standouts. And it's not one that I had been watched all this time or whatnot. This was like a new watch for me. So it just stuck with me, and I really liked it. Didn't make my top 50, but I wanted to represent it of something that had. We were talking about the color palette and how just how the look of the film was just you know pretty much top notch for considering it's a slasher.
Right on. No, it's a good one. And I'm with you. We did review it, and it's got that Italian feel, and I just like the story about
Yeah,
the sister and what's going on. The plot is actually engaging enough. I dig it. I love when that happens. I love when somebody you're like you're expecting the killer. You know what I mean? And it's just like, well, it's got to be this one. And sometimes it ends up being them, and sometimes it doesn't. But for some reason, I'm a little partial to plots like that, where somebody has somebody locked away because of something that happened, and I think they're out to get me. I dig that. It's cool.
yeah,
Instead of just some guy picking off everybody that nobody knows who it is. Okay. My number 65, another one we talked about not too long ago. It was my first time watch, so I haven't seen it since, but it definitely impressed me, and it's Eaten Alive. So
nice.
yeah, we talked about it not too long ago on the show, maybe 5, 6 episodes ago when I watched it. Toby Hooper. So I mean, wow, another slasher, because I never thought it was a slasher, but it really is. There's sickle kills and there's a crocodile kill and everything else, but man, the characters are great. And that guy's great, the lead. Like I said, he's a combination of freaking the Hitchhiker and Drayton, and but it's cool. And I just like the setup, and I like some of the color palette with the lighting, and it just has that. It has like a Texas Chainsaw feel, but like a little bit cleaner, a little bit like he had more of a budget. Didn't have that exact look like Texas Chainsaw had, but it had this. And now watching X, you can kind of see some similarities in that, especially with the crocodile. But Eaten Alive, yeah, check it out. If you guys haven't seen it, it's definitely worth your time.
Totally agree. And my next one is Bloody Moon. The one that
Oh wow.
yeah, just watch it. Like again, this one this one again, it looks better than it should, and it's way gorier than you're going to expect it to be. There's a really couple good standout kills here. I think it's a Spanish film, Spanish horror film.
I'm pretty sure Bloody Moon is Spanish. I'm gonna find out right now though, but yeah, I think so.
Going by memory. Um, it's not
Did we talk about this?
we did talk about it. It's not Franco, is it? Is it I don't know why I'm asking you. It's on my list. Let me see if I can bring it up while you talk about your next one, and then I can maybe come back.
Yeah,
Um,
Spanish and Franco. Boom.
yeah,
There it is.
okay. Yeah,
My first two
perfect.
notes. Yeah. So literally my first two notes. Spanish,
Spanish and
Franco.
Franco.
First kill with Mickey mask, my third note. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they do
No,
break a taboo in this movie. So I like that.
yeah.
Anytime a taboo is broken, I like it.
This was another one that I'm like, you know what? You've seen it all before. Like most of these, doesn't matter. When we're talking slashers, you've seen it all before, as we've just reviewed how many of we're talking about here. It's a tried and true formula that it's either going to appeal to you or not. And this one has pretty people again. Um, one not so pretty person, and a lot of splashy graphic killings. So it's a win.
Nothing wrong with that. Right, right. Nothing wrong with that. That's what we want to see. Cool, man. All right. 64. This is one I would not have considered a slasher before because I never liked the idea of following the killer. Although Maniac was always on our list, and for some reason I didn't like think about it that way, but it's usually in a slasher, in a traditional slasher, you're not following the killer. You're following anybody but the killer. But we're seeing more and more slashers can be this way too. It's just, it is the way it is. And this is called The Stylist.
Yeah.
And I've talked about it a few times. In recent
Hmm.
years, it was in my top 10, whatever year it came out. And I've always enjoyed it. And I mentioned Maniac, and it's kind of like Maniac. I mean, the girl has her issues, and she just is working as a stylist, and she has, awkward social issues and maybe issues in the past. And but she meets the people that she works with and develops relationships, and then she ends up helping this girl out last minute for her wedding hair, and she gets invited to some things, and next thing you know, some emotions start, and we get some killing going on. She kind of falls off her rocker a little bit, and it's cool, but it's sad. Because like, clearly she has issues, so you do feel bad for her, and there's parts where I want her to succeed because I don't know, I just kind of pull for her, but you know, it it's really cool. It's the kills are good. There isn't a lot of them, but I'm more into the character and into the story and the way it clicks along. I think Najara Townsend, did a fantastic job in this role. The ending, I have a little bit of an issue with it, which is why it wasn't higher on my list, but it is what it is. I still really enjoy the movie.
Yeah, I do too. I forgot it's on my extended list because it's good. It's good. Another
Right
good
on.
option. Okay, my number 63 is one that it was on Netflix. I just happened to check it out when I was at my old job traveling. It was the conference. I told you got to check it out. I think Brandon
Hmm.
mentioned it and said it was good, and I hadn't gotten to it, and he threw it out there, or I remembered it, and I went to check it out. This is a new wave slasher, just like you were talking about before when we first started with Billy, that just takes the 80s style setup and just sort of runs with it, but it's got the sort of gloss of a new film. There's some good kills, maybe one or two characters too many survive as well, but there's enough carnage to satisfy those wanting a big body count as well. It's a lot of fun, and you can watch it as like a double feature with Severance. And although I didn't include Severance as a slasher, you could probably include that as a slasher as well. That's also a good film, but the conference is definitely set up and delivered as a slasher flick.
Absolutely. And I only saw it the one time based on your referral. And I did like it. I don't know what my rating is for it, but I did enjoy it. It's something I probably would watch it again because it was different. It was a different type of movie, and it was adults in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It was about
It's in
the development. They're thinking they're doing one thing, and then they realize that there's a whole housing development or a mall development happening, and it's going to encroach on
yes.
this person's land, and yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I would watch it again for sure. I don't again, I can't remember what my rating is, but I definitely dig it too. My number 63 is one that I know you like because it was on your list. We've talked about it a lot here on the show. Evil Dead Trap.
yeah,
Yeah.
great.
I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, yeah, see it. It's a nice blend. It's an Italian feeling movie, um, but not from Italy. And it's Asian. It's pretty cool. And it's it's hard to categorize it. It's kind of subgenre bending, but at the end of the day, it's more slasher than anything. It's just, it just has a different type of flavor to it. But it's got a cool climax, a really good ending, and good kills. So, and the beginning is kind of cool because there's a mystery at hand, and they're going to see what's going on, and I dig that. So yeah, Evil Dead Trap.
Awesome. My number 62 is another oddball one that's gotten more of a following, I think, because of the era release, and that's Girls' Night Out, aka the Scare Maker. For whatever reason, I hate that title. Um, this
Yeah,
one,
it's
this
weird.
one, I liked it better the for Year of the Slasher one, but when I rewatch it for this, I still enjoyed it. It's silly. It's got a crazy reveal. There's some good music in it. Uh, and a couple of good kills. You get the bear kills with the Freddy claw fingers almost. It's like some
Hmm.
interesting stuff, but it didn't grab me like it did the last time. It's still definitely um, interesting enough to check out. It's on my list. It's fun, but there was just felt like there's something missing that kept it from being on the top 50 this time.
No, that's fair. And that's an 80s slasher that if you're a fan of 80s slashers, you got to check it out. It's just,
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
know, yeah,
It's
it's well worth your time.
it was. I mean, I remember seeing it in the video store, Girls Night Out with that lousy cover, but I feel like more people are talking about it now because of that Arrow release that came out a few years ago. I believe it
Right.
was Arrow. Um, yeah,
I
with
think so.
the Scare Maker title, or at least the option to have that.
Ugh. No, thank you. No, Girls Night Out is perfect. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
That reeks of 80s. You know, it's perfect. Yep. All right, another good one. Now, number 62, you've already brought up tonight. 10 to midnight. So
nice.
took me by surprise. Took me by
Yeah,
surprise. I didn't think it was going to be enough for me to want to put on the list, but it really was. And yeah, Bronson's in it, and he's doing what Bronson does. And
yeah,
but it's fun. And I saw it. You know what's funny about this is that at one point they even call the killer the slasher. They say, "Do you really think it's the slasher?" The
yeah,
slasher is what they're calling the killer that's going on. So I'm like, okay, well, they're even calling themselves a slasher. But
yeah.
it's not your typical traditional slasher at all. But it's a good story,
Oh,
and
it is, and
it's
he's
got some good
creepy.
kills. Yeah,
A little bit more mean
yeah,
spirited than some as well. Yeah, it's. I agree. That's all. It was on mine too.
yeah. There's a lot of aftermath stuff, which is the only thing that kind of hinders it. You know what I mean? You don't see a whole lot of the kills as they happen. You get aftermath, which that's okay. I mean, it still look good. And did you catch what's his name was in this? Reverend Sayer from freaking Halloween 4.
Oh, uh, I don't know. I don't think I did put that together.
Yeah, he's in this. Yeah.
Oh, you're
I
a
was like, wait a
pilgrim, right?
minute.
You're the pilgrim guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're hunting it, ain't you?
Yeah.
What are you hunting, Mr. Sayer? That's great.
I saw
That time
back
with hey,
there.
it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming, baby. This is a
Yeah.
spooky season, see?
Yeah. Essentially, when we're done this recording,
Right?
is this came out the day
Right.
part two was released. And essentially,
Yeah.
we're 3 hours away from spooky fucking month starting.
Spooky month. Man, that's better than spooky season, I think. Spooky month. There's got to be a
Spooky
good term. We should come up with one, like a good one. Not
stabbies.
Hauntober or Stabbies. Yeah, Stabbies season.
That was Carly stabbies.
Yeah, Stabbies. That's great. I can't remember. I do remember Stabbies being discussed a few times. It's like the spooky sequel, Stabbies.
Yeah. I don't know
Anyway,
for
yeah.
what movie it was for, but yeah, we're almost there. But anyway, more importantly, number 61, Slaughterhouse. Again,
Ah, nice.
I always liked this one. And this last watch, I was like, enjoyed it more than ever. Like you've got two things going. You've got this traditional slasher mixed in with this uh, this sub story about the losing the land and everything else, and but it works. It works quite well, and Buddy's a pretty cool killer.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
man.
I'm actually surprised that they didn't squeak or get a sequel out of this one because this one seemed to get a little bit more distribution than some, and I feel like enough that could have given it a sequel, but no sequel. Standalone,
Yeah,
100%
I
standalone.
don't get it. I don't know how you get a Killjoy 2, but you don't get a Slaughterhouse 2.
Get a
You know,
Killjoy 6 or whatever the hell they're up to now. 8? I don't know what they're up to
whatever.
now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I just
Killjoy.
whatever. I know it's weird. It is a
Literally, it's in the
Killjoy.
title. They kill whatever enjoyment that I would have by fucking putting that movie on.
Right. All right. My number 61, everybody had it on their list but me. And it's going to be weird that it's not on my list, the top 50, I mean, because it went down. But I'm going to tell you why, because for me, it made perfect sense why I felt this way this time around. But this movie is Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. It actually slipped down just a
Oh,
little bit to me, all the way
all
down to
right.
my number 61, where before it was in the top 50. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm watching all these traditional slashers and non-traditional slashers and everything else, and there's a lot of slashing going on. And there's a lot of stuff, that you're going to see that accompanies slasher movies. And when I'm doing all of that, and then I watch this movie, which I've seen a bunch, but I'm watching it. It seems as I'm watching it this time around, and I do think it's brilliant. It's clever, and all that stuff it's doing for the first two acts is really, really good. But I'm just waiting for the slashing to start. I'm waiting to get to the third act. And then the third act comes, and that's the only time it becomes a slasher. But even then, it's almost it's almost like half-assed. It's just I know I'm not ragging on the movie. I'm quite high on it, obviously, but just this time around,
Yeah.
it just didn't hit for me the way a other slashers did. Is all I'm getting at. I didn't have that excitement. Now, if it would have been the first time ever watching it, that's different. I've seen this movie before and I love the gimmick. Like I said, it's clever, it's brilliant at what it does. But by the time it gets to that slashing, the slashing ends up being the most ho hum part of the whole movie. And this is all about slashers that we're doing it. And that's just my opinion, but I still
Interesting.
think
Yeah.
it's great. There's so much going on there. I love the ending. I like the score in the freaking third act when it's slashing and there's a lot of good stuff going on. I just wasn't as enthusiastic watching it this time as in the past. That's all.
And it's funny. This was my favorite time watching it. It's interesting how these you can have these little flip-floppy things. Like again, this one,
Yeah,
Billy Club, I think it was Lost After Dark. All of these jumped like that. Well, this they all just went up from the last time I
right.
watched them. So it's all about that watch, and I guess whatever mood you're in, and you can't say that mood doesn't affect your viewing. I can't separate the two. If I'm in a lousy mood, a movie could either get me out of that mood, or it could just make my mood worse, depending
And the
sometimes.
thing is, it wasn't even my mood. It was just my entire year. As I'm watching all the slashers, I was like, when I'm looking at my movies and I know my ratings, and this is the 7.5 as it's always been, and there I am, and maybe it's even been higher. I'm looking at it and I'm not even enthusiastic to watch the movie. It's just like I can't explain why. It's just because I was just so
I get
deep
it.
in other type of slashers at the time, I think, that I wasn't in the mood to watch a gimmick movie like this, even though it's excellent. So
Yeah,
anyway, I
that's
tried to
fine.
explain it the best I could.
No, I hear you. I hear you, man. My number 60 is There's Someone Inside Your House, another Netflix one that I kind of raved about. I
Mm.
just like it. Again, taking old school, but giving it a slick new polish and still delivering on the gore and some of the kills. So, you know, I really enjoyed it. It stood out for me. I enjoyed it even more so than the first time I watched it. So I wanted to put another spotlight on it because I think it's deserving of it.
No, right on, man. I can't remember what I gave it, and I don't remember a lot about it, to be honest
It's
with you.
the one that has the fiery climax and the cornfield. Again, I'm starting to forget it a bit too because it was so long ago that I watched it now. But
Right.
I remember I did rave about it. It's combination school slasher, um, you know, and at the end, it's I believe in the big there's a big hurrah or something like that in a field or whatnot, and then there's a big fiery blaze. and it's revealed. And I don't want to say who the killer is because I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't checked it out. But I believe it's still on Netflix.
Right on.
Came out a year or two ago. There's someone inside your house.
Yeah. Son of a gun. I gotta watch it again, I think, because I can't find it in my notes because they're not coming out right now. My damn searches. But I know I liked it at least. Okay, my number 60, you've already brought up, and it's Seance. So
Nice.
I love it too, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great. Simon Barrett is I believe the writer and director who's done so many good things. It's I didn't realize it till this time. He's only directed VHS 94, Seance, VHS 2. Everything else he's done is writing and producing, but he's written a lot. My gosh. The Blair Witch one, The Guest, ABC's The Death He Is one, uh, Azrael, which just came out, but he's done a lot. You're Next, he
well,
wrote. So, he's done a lot of good stuff. But yeah, Seance, yeah, it's really cool. Uh, Again, if you look at the cover, it's really going to do nothing for you. It's set up in a girls' academy, and
yeah,
but it's cool. It's like an 80s slasher, but it's also a little bit like Scream era. It works itself out just right, and you got a great reveal and another reveal, and some gory kills and
for
some good
sure.
stuff, man. Yeah. So I definitely recommend anyone that has not seen Seance to watch it. This is a great month for it too. So definitely check it out. It starts off with a mystery. Is there a ghost? Is this what's happening? And then it's cool,
That's
man.
about,
It's
yeah.
definitely slept on. Definitely. So there you
Yeah,
go.
again, and then this one's on Shutter, I believe, and still on Shutter.
Is
So
it?
you should
Okay.
check it out. Yeah, it's really good. My number 59 is the one that I told you I'd watch as a double bill with He Knows You're Alone. And I usually put this one on first, and that's Eyes of a Stranger. And
Right.
again, this is more slashery setup. And again, the understanding is that the gorier kills are wedged in to bank on the fact that the slasher subgenre was becoming so hot. So they had more of a thriller and they decided to gore it up a bit more. But it works. It's got a sleazy overtone. It's got a couple of gory kills. The killer's creepy as shit. I like the subplot with it's like the news anchor going kind of after him and kind of like Hitchcockian Rear Window style. And her daughter's the mute who is Jennifer Jason Leigh. That's the actress that I
That's
was
the
talking
one.
about. And
Yeah.
so this has become almost like an annual watch. It's just the right amount of sleaze, gore, and slasher goodness. So definitely fully recommended. Eyes of a Stranger. She's
Nice,
got
man. I
eyes
gotta watch it again.
of a stranger. That's me trying to sing.
Eyes of a Stranger. That's okay. I didn't watch it again this time around because I rated it last time in Year of the Slasher. I rated it a 5.5. So my rule was I was going to rewatch every one that I watched last time that I gave a 6 or higher because I couldn't imagine anything jumping up more than 2 points that I was going to make a list. So I didn't even bother. So who knows? Maybe it could have been a mood that day. Maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for. Maybe that day it seemed too
Maybe
slow. That's when I
maybe
think
it's not
about
as
it. It
slashery
seems like
enough
it
for
was
you.
slow.
Yeah, it just might not be
Yeah.
slashery enough for you, but I no, there's enough going on for me to like I said, pop it on the repeat
Yeah.
or a
Well,
rotation,
my
not
last
repeat.
note is it's definitely yeah, repeat over and over again. Eyes of a Stranger
Yeah.
singing that song. Awesome. My last note was definitely and I lost it. A one of a kind, I think is what it says. So it is a one of a kind, so that's always good. Okay, I'm cheating again. My number 59 is the Malevolence trilogy because I want to give it more attention. Now the second one isn't as good as the first and the third, but there's nothing wrong with it. I give the first two, I give 1 and 3 a 7.5. The one in the middle, I give a 6.5. But again, another just, and I've talked about it every time. I always say it's an under discussed trilogy, just like My Psycho Sweet 16. It's just, and I understand that one's kind of buried. It's not, doesn't have any releases. Malevolence, I'm actually kind of surprised that more people weren't into the third one because I don't get it, but I would suggest checking out all three. It's definitely worth your time. So that's all.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
My number 8 is Batman. You and I both didn't have it on our top 50 list. My enjoyment of this one is always hovered. It's always been a little lower. This was my favorite view of it. I still don't love the movie, but I like it. I do like it. And obviously there's enough slasherisms here. It was my understanding. It's Madman Marks, but wasn't it supposed to be kind of based off Cropsey as well? Or am I just
Yeah.
combining? I think it was a take or a variation of that legend.
Yes,
Yeah. And
it was.
there's some good
Yep.
slasher in it. I mean, it's available in 4K now. I don't know if I need the 4K, but I mean, if you get
Right.
the blue, at least it's better than it was treated in the past. Because if I remember correctly, the VHS was freaking dark. Now I'm going by memory. Some of these stick out way more than ever, but because it was so dark, there's a handful like Humongous and that I just remember being god awful to because you couldn't even see half the movie
Right. Yeah.
back in the
There was
day.
some dark ass
But
movies. Yeah.
anyway, it was on, I think, both Carly's and GregaMortis lists. Wasn't on Dave and our list, but I do like it. It's number 58 on mine.
Right on. Cool. You came up a little on it, it seems.
Yep, yep. I was
Yeah.
always six and a
Nice.
half in the past. Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably where I still am, but I don't know. I got to look at my sevens. I can't remember anything, man. When you watch freaking 259 slashers and you haven't
Yeah.
watched any in 3 weeks, it's a lot it's like so much time went into it and building it up. After the first show and after the second show, I've just been I'm on a different like mental. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain. I'm just kind of like it's almost like it was 3 weeks ago when I stopped watching them, but it seems like longer. It seems like it was a different, I don't know, a year or something already because
Well,
we dominated the whole time.
it was,
But anyway,
it did dominate.
but I loved it. I'm not. It was an experience I'm happy for sure. Okay, number 58 is Candyland. Just came out a couple years ago, and it was on my top 10 list then. And I've always enjoyed it, and it's one that I seem to like more the more I watch it. So it's different because it takes place at a truck stop, and there's lot lizards there, and religious group infiltrating, and one of the girls gets kicked out of her group, and is there and slashing start and but it's cool. You got a bunch of different characters. Takes place in 1996. It's also Christmas time, but it's another one that's a one of a kind type movie. And I think I'm really into the killer, the reveal, and the weapon they use, and ultimately where it takes them in the final act. So I think I'm a sucker for the blend of cult and slasher and stuff like that. But the kills are good and the characters are fine. So and there's a couple, very attractive women in there too. And a great actress in Olivia Lucardi is great. She was in Soft and Quiet last year, the year before that, I mean, and then she was in Candyland, and I think she'll be doing more. But she was in It Follows too when she was younger. But I think
Hmm.
she's really good. And what's her name? Eden Brolin. Eden Brolin is the daughter of Josh and the granddaughter of what's his name?
Oh, James, isn't it?
James. Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's very, very pretty. So anyway, check out Candyland.
I liked that. I didn't, everybody was blowing it last year. I have to check that out again. Totally forgot it was a slasher, to be honest. I totally forgot. Don't know how, but I did. So I'll have to rewatch that for sure.
It's the atmosphere too, man. I think you'd like it. It's I'm not saying it's like an exploitation film, but it's almost like it's close as you're gonna get in 2022 or 23. You know what I mean?
Well, I
It
think my
just has a
critique
different
of it was that it was like a poser exploitation film, but that just was me. And again, it might have just been me trying to be colorful with my description of it. But I owe it another watch because a lot of people love it. And I didn't, like I said, dismissed it as a slasher. I didn't even think of it as a slasher. So it goes to show how much I remembered it.
Yeah, yeah. Check it out again. I think you
Will
come
do.
up.
I wrote it down again. That, Children of Sin,
Nice.
my Psycho Sweet 16. I still didn't watch the Malevolence 3. So, my God.
And I'm
Yeah.
not saying Children of Sin is great. I'm just saying that it got a lot of they them comparisons and it was an okay flick. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying.
That's fine. No, no, I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
curse your name. Well, maybe I will, but we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see is right.
Did you see The
Brandon will be back
Substance?
soon.
I don't mean to switch gears. Did you see The Substance?
Twice. I just saw it for the second time
Oh
today.
wow. Okay, interesting. I haven't seen it yet. And did you see that other one that just came out with Samantha Weaver?
Osriel.
Yeah.
Osriel. I'm going to see it either tomorrow or Thursday.
Okay. I haven't seen that either. I was doing so well, and then we did this house sale thing, and it just derailed everything, like everything.
That,
So
that'll
anyway,
happen.
what it didn't derail is my list. Well, maybe it did because, as I said, I forgot some things. But my number 57 is Edge of the Axe. Another one, man. I remember
Mm,
seeing a poster of this back in the day. I think because I remember when it resurfaced, I'm like, I remember that, but I never saw it and it was kind of forgotten. And then it got this re-release, and I'm glad it did
yeah.
because when I watched it this time, man, I got major Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3 vibes. Just the cinematography, the look,
Wow.
Christmas, the reds, and the look of the town that they were in. I'm like, if this wasn't filmed in like maybe. Well, I know part 3 of Friday the 13th was filmed in LA, but so I'm thinking maybe it was more part 2. If like I want to find out if that was filmed in like Kent, Connecticut, or whatever the fuck it was, because it looked so much like it. It felt like an early Friday the 13th to me. So that added to my enjoyment. Plus, there's some slasher
Mm.
goodness. You got the mask and whatever. So it's just,
Hmm.
I don't know, it's gone up each time. I'm not saying it's fantastic, but it's above average slasher that I wanted represented on my list. My number 57, Edge of the Axe.
I like that too. I love the beginning of that movie in the car wash. That's freaking
Yeah,
badass.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah, it's cool. And I like the characters. No, that's a good one for sure. And speaking of Friday too, the next week is the official release of the 4K, and it's been getting rave reviews, unlike the Friday the 13th did, the original.
Woo.
They say it looks fantastic and everything
Is
else.
this the
And
UK one?
yeah, yes, it's the only one. It's gonna be the only one, but it's a 4K, so we're good with it.
Yeah.
But it comes out in a week, and I'm actually quite excited. So we shall see. Now here's a question: do you know this? So they said when they were talking about the video I was watching, they said after Alice gets killed, there's a whiteout. Do you remember? So were they saying that because didn't you say there was something wrong with a fade with the fade in part one? They changed it and it went instead of going white,
When
it went black,
yeah,
right?
when Claudette Bernadette or whoever
Right.
the
Varian
first
Claudette
girl, yeah.
die.
So when she goes and freezes, it goes to black instead of the white.
Okay. Well, in Friday 2, it goes to white after Alice's death, but I can't remember if there was a
It
fade
did.
at all.
It's when no, they put he puts
Okay.
the Jason's very thoughtful. He takes the steaming kettle and he takes it off the oven and then
I
and
love
it
that.
fades to white. That's when it fades to white. But I always thought, okay, he's going to slam her face down on the hot burner. That's what I always thought was going to happen. No, he's just being conscientious. He doesn't want the house to go up in flames.
If they took Jason, dude, if it ends when she gets killed and they're saying that it goes from the white to the credits, that means they cut out him moving the freaking tea kettle. And I will be pissed if that is the case. I'll take it all back because I
Really?
love that aspect.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine that they would have cut that out. But they are doing some
Well,
weird
we're gonna
things with
find
some of
out.
these releases, so who knows? I doubt it. I really doubt it. I
Well,
don't honestly
stay tuned.
don't think Paramount has the fucking patience or they can't be bothered to do that. That'd be more work for them. Just transfer the fucking thing and
You're
release
right.
it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. That's the first of our what do you call it? Our cliffhangers with B coming back. So we'll bring back cliffhangers
Yeah, he's gonna
officially.
love Friday the 13th 2 talk right out of the gate.
Yeah. Oh, I hope so. Maybe I should get it right now, just so when we record the first show, that's how I could start it. Awesome. Well, stay tuned. Okay, number 57. We talked about this. We reviewed it years ago, and we discussed it not too long ago on this show again for Year of the Slasher 2. And it's The Collector.
Nice.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And, I don't have to get into it. There's some cringy type torture going on in there. There's some Saw-like cuts in the style, which I like, but it's a good story. I like the soundtrack, and I like so many aspects of the story, to be honest with you, all the different characters and what they're going through. I actually appreciate that, which you can't always say. But there's some good kills, and it's fun. So there you
Awesome.
go.
Well, a little update on Edge of the Axe. It was actually filmed in Big Bear Lake, California. So maybe it
I was
is
gonna say
like
Callie.
so in California, USA, and then of course in Spain as well, because it's a co-production. But the so those California shots, maybe that's where I was getting those Friday the 13th, in this case, part three vibes. Maybe.
There you go.
And four. But we'll see. Like anyway, I got it. It was really good. I just got this wash of nostalgia over me when I was watching. I'm like, oh, it just looked good.
That's great.
And the colors popped
Wow.
too. It was great. My number 56 is Dr. Giggles.
Wow.
I really do
Nice.
like this movie. It's a lot of fun. It's goofy, but not in the way that you think it's gonna be goofy. Like I think he's gonna be more comedic, and he does have some one-liners, but for the most part, they make me laugh. And the movie's fun, and it's 90s gory, so it wasn't super gory, but you get a little bit of blood. I mean, I love the opening when we're in, so like you were seeing all these blood vessels flowing and whatnot, and then we come out of a
Mm.
a cut that he makes, and then we come into this operating room, and you think he's a doctor, and you realize he's an escaped mental patient, and he's operating on a
It's great.
doctor, and all the inmates are up there watching through the ceiling, and he gets out of there, and it's just a lot of fun. You can't take it seriously. It's a lot of fun, and there's some cool stylistic choices made when they go through the house of mirrors or windows or whatever like that. It's really well done.
It's fun, man.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah. I had it on my list last time. I know that. Uh, I've watched it maybe two times since, and it's fine.
yeah.
I dig it. I dig it. Okay, number 56. You've been talking about it. You talked about it last week. Uh, I don't know if it was on anyone else's list or not. Must have been. But totally killer. Totally
Nice. I'm
killer.
glad.
Yeah, yeah, it makes the list. I enjoy it. Good gimmick. And I really like her, Kiernan Shipka, as always. An interesting story, trying to stop these things before they happen, and the clash between being in the 80s and being in nowadays, and the way the world has changed adds an interesting element in there. And it's cool. And you get some good kills. So and you get some clever writing. So yeah, definitely impressed with Totally Killer.
I'm glad. I'm glad it was represented on your list. Um, because I agree, as you well know. My number
Yeah.
55 is like Bodum, or Bodum as it's called,
Ah.
just on Shutter alone. Again, I liked this when I first saw this. I think I made my list. I don't remember where it landed on my list. I can't remember that, but I really like it. I love the look. I love the swerve. I love the play that they do. Like it takes you for a ride twice, and both times, even by rewatch, I forgot about one of the swerves. So there's a bit of convenience there, plot convenience, but I'm okay with it because it
There is
still
one
works.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks so
I
damn
just don't
good.
understand
Looks
something.
so damn good.
It does look really good.
Well, let me see if
You're
I can
right.
remember because again, this is going back a bit. So, what
Well,
if you remember correctly? I don't on your end, what you don't?
it's well, it's spoiler. I mean, but I mean, hold on. Let me put it to you in the right
Sorry.
text, and maybe I could say, okay, not buying the fake out. Okay, end it now. We have a winner. Didn't stick the landing. Okay, wait a minute. And don't like the explanation. So something left a bad taste in my mouth in the very end. But anyway, before that, I said, let's see here. Fish caught in the line. Don't like that the killer would leave two for dead. Hmm. Okay. I don't know. That's what I said. It left
Okay.
two for dead or something like that, but they weren't dead. But I remember something happened and they pulled two bodies on them. I'm like, well, how did the person, when we know what we know, how did that person go into the water and get the body to bring it back to have it in that? There was something that didn't
They had to get the
mesh for
card
me.
key, I think. I believe they had to go back to get the key,
I
but I'm
remember
not sure if we're
that.
talking the same thing. But anyway, yeah, I mean, once again, this is what happens, right? Something doesn't sit well in with whether it be you or me, and it will affect our overall enjoyment or rating of the movie. But yes, I dig it. Great look, some good gore, some good twists. Whether or not you're gonna, whether it sticks to landing will be up to you, the viewer. And ultimately, that was my number 55.
Right on. No, it's actually it's a seven for me, so it's going to be one I would have brought up anyway. It's an honorable mention, so it didn't hurt it that much.
Yeah,
But it did bring it down just a little bit, where before it might have been on the list. So it's just one little thing. But yeah,
cool.
I definitely dig it. Number 55. A lot of people don't seem to be into this movie. It's a recent one, and I guess because I'm a sucker for being a Friday fanboy, the stuff that goes on in there. And I like modern slashers and I like movies that take place during this time period, but a lot of people got sick of it. And it's funny I should say that because the movie itself is called Sick.
Oh,
So that was
it's going
it.
to be on my, that would be on my honorable mentions because it went up for
There
me.
you go.
Because remember, you said it went a little down, so it didn't make your main list. And for me, it went up. It was another one of the ones with like Last After Dark. I already mentioned a few that I was like, holy shit, I was a little hard on this one. I enjoyed it even more the second time. Um, but yeah, so I agree. Good
Yeah,
choice.
I guess people don't like talking about the COVID stuff, but something about it, just like the talk of all that, it just takes me back to that time. And yeah, I know it wasn't a good time, but it's hard to explain. I like period things sometimes for different periods in my life. You know what I mean? And I'm not sick of pandemic movies when they're talking about the actual pandemic, not just
Yeah,
anything. I'm not sick of it. I'm okay with it. I don't want every other movie to be that way, but I dig it and I dig what they do with it. There's just not enough kills. They needed another couple to come in and crash the party or
I
something
agree.
to happen.
I agree. That would have,
That's the weakness.
yeah. But the kids have heart. That's the other thing. Like the boyfriend's like, or the
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend or whatever. Like he's a good guy. Like they actually
Hmm.
make like almost like these hero moves. Um, I almost thought I was thinking of the wrong movie for a second, but no, it's the right movie, right? He comes and he gets like fucking destroyed essentially, but not before trying to help. Like the girls try to escape.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
In the end. Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
yeah,
And there's good kills and there's good stalk scenes and I don't know. I dig it. Kevin Williamson, you could tell, and it's got all this Friday the 13th stuff in it. It's pretty wild. The little nods and winks to it. And even the mother's called Pamela, grieving for, her son.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's sick.
My number 54, I believe was only on Carly's list. We've talked about it on the show numerous times. We both like it. I don't know if it'll show up on yours or not, but it's Valentine. And again, the
Mm.
biggest thing I could think of, even though they try to reference it in the film, so and I might be kind of a hypocrite here because I say, well, if at least they reference it, that is at least their explanation, so you can kind of let it go. But it's still, it depends on how tall the order is. In
Hmm.
Halloween about Michael Myers driving and Brandon has a big hang up about it. I said, well, they make a joke about it and it kind of excuses it. Now, whether you buy it or not is on you, the viewer. Like, like the guy references, like he can't drive a car. He's doing very well last night. Maybe someone around here gave him lessons. I love that. It's a way to explain it kind of with comedic elements, and it kind of explains it away. Where I'm going with it in this one in Valentine is they're all in the same class as this guy, as we saw the flashback happen. They do reference something about plastic surgery and something, but if you see somebody that you went to grade 8 with, you might not know right away, where do I know them from? But I know them from somewhere. But if you're dating them, you'll know that you've been to school with this person, especially if you spent like years with them or something in elementary school. So they do reference some plastic surgery, but they never really go into detail with that. I don't care about the man hating element of it. That doesn't bother me at all. It's the fact that none of these people seem to remember him as the geek that they reference in the movie, wondering if he's coming back to kill them for treating them wrong back in the day.
Right.
That's and it could be
True.
a major problem, but they like again they play around with this plastic surgery thing. Other than that, though, it's a fun throwback to the '80s slasher. I wish it was a bit gorier, but it's gory enough, and but it definitely resembles more of an '80s slasher than a lot of the more modern slashers did at the time in that time frame, anyway.
Right on.
So there we
Yep.
go.
Yeah, I like it. We reviewed it, right?
Yeah,
Recently, this past year or
yeah.
so.
This
Yeah.
past Valentine's, I believe.
One of my more favorite post screams, actually. So I'm with you. That's a good one. Okay, 54. This was on your list for sure. I don't know about maybe others. Stage Fright, 2014. And
Oh, I think it was also GregaMortis, and then Carly said she
okay,
hates musicals, so she didn't have it at all.
okay.
So yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. So there you go. And it went down a little bit for me. It just happens sometimes. I still quite enjoy it. It just went down ever so slightly. And sometimes, see, maybe it's a gimmick thing. Maybe after I watch something so many times, the gimmick isn't quite as endearing as it was the first time you see a movie. And maybe movies aren't meant to be watched over and over and over again, but that's what I do. I like to do it. And most of the time I'm happy that I've watched them over and over and over again, but
Mhm.
sometimes maybe the gimmick wears just a little bit thin. And maybe that's what happened this time with it. I wasn't enthused to watch it, almost like I felt with what do you call it, Leslie Vernon. And I
Yeah.
know that I give them both a 7.5 as a rating, and I can't sit here and say their ratings changed because it hasn't. So I respect them, and they're here on the list. I just don't have the enthusiasm for them both that I once did. But
Well,
still a great flick, old school feeling.
I brought this up on the show when I watched it again, and I talked about it a few episodes back or whatever it was, maybe quite a few episodes back now. But there is a bit of a faux pas. And again, I don't know if they're trying to do a transition in time, but there's two characters speaking in a room, and the camera sort of goes by them and it goes into the vents as if someone's listening to them. And then it sort of cuts to the killer in its killer garb in the vents going crazy, like in his voice or whatever.
Oh,
And then it's revealed at the end to be
right.
one of the people that were in the damn room. So then I'm like, this is either a major cheat for misdirection, which is not really fair, or they were trying to combine two things and not make it seem like the person was listening to the vent, but that it was just going into the vent where this person lives, and then it was a transition of time later. But either like they don't really explain it, so I noticed it. I'm like, wait a second here, how can this be? As I've seen the movie multiple times. If you've seen it for the first time, you wouldn't know any better because you wouldn't have necessarily put it together at that
Right.
time. But seeing it not multiple times,
No.
there's that issue. But I mean, we've got that in My Bloody Valentine, where I'm not saying they do that, but where someone's at the party, then someone's getting killed, and then someone's back at the party and they're drinking and whatever. And I brought up on the show, like if they're fake getting drunk, so be it. But if they're actually getting drunk, then their ability to be a killer later is going to be definitely, if you can't drive a car, it's going to be very difficult to wield a pickaxe. Although maybe it won't be, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's fair.
But
Yeah,
we
that's a
let
fair
it go.
critique.
So if we're letting it go for my number one slasher and your number one slasher and Carly's number one slasher, then I'll let certain things go for other ones as well. But
Hmm.
there, when you check it out, it's definitely check it out. It's on my top 50 list, Stage Fright 2014. I'm glad it's on Dave's top 75 list. But check out that little thing. When if you haven't seen the movie before, ignore everything I just said. Watch the movie and enjoy. But if you've seen it before and remember who the reveal is, then look out for that scene, that seek. What the hell?
Definitely.
Can't even fucking talk.
That's all right. I'm
Well,
with you.
my number 53 is going to be very easy because you already brought it up tonight, and that's Eaten Alive. And
Oh,
I'm glad you
nice.
you brought it
Nice.
up. So you brought it up for me, saying, "Hey, I didn't even realize it was a slasher," and I'm like, "Thank you," because I would have left it out, not thinking it was a slasher, just like I didn't even think House of a Thousand Corpses was a slasher. So I didn't rewatch
That's
House of a
fair.
Thousand
No.
Corpses for this. So
No, I
yeah,
understand. You know, I
but
put it out there in conversation in chats. I go, what do you guys think when Greg brought it up to me? So I figure when I said that, you would have saw it in the chats and, you know, but either way, it is what it is.
yeah,
So I hear you.
but I agree. Eaten Alive is it's no, it's weird. It's not as good as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, of course, and it's not as
No.
good. It's like, but it definitely is kind of a forgotten. I say forgotten because no one really seems to talk about it. Again, more recently, yes, but in the past, not so much. You hear about the Funhouse more. You definitely hear about Poltergeist. You hear about Life Force, Texas
No.
Chainsaw 2, and of course the original. But it always felt like Eaten Alive was forgotten,
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting, huh?
and it shouldn't
Shouldn't
be.
be.
Yeah, exactly.
No, not at all. No,
Neville
I
Brand
dig it.
is
Okay.
creepy as shit, man.
Oh, oh man. Yes, he's awesome. Totally. Yes. Okay, number 53. It's been brought up a few times recently by you, just in discussion, but it's Wolf Creek 2. It was
Nice.
my second time seeing it since the year it came out, and this is definitely more straight slashery than the original. I'll say that. It's more simple. You get a good start with new kids coming in, and you get more time with him in the beginning and in the end with Mick. I'm saying, and there's more. There's some good gore. There's another good car chase like there was in the first movie. Um, Unbelievable type semi situation at one point, but it's
Yeah.
kind of fun. You just kind of roll with it, and I dug it. You have to appreciate a different approach to a slasher like you have here. And when he kidnaps the guy and the other stuff, and he's doing the thing, and he's going to play a game to have him get out and everything, and it's it's fun, and at the same time, Mick is great and it's vicious, and I don't really see it as more comical than the first one. I've heard people say that there was, to me, the only thing that was just a little bit weird was the CGI. What do you call it? It's running across the road, the
Oh,
kangaroos.
kangaroos.
It seemed a little bit, maybe a little tiny bit shark jumpy, but it's not that big of a sin. So, but Mick Taylor, he's great. I just love the character. I love spending time with him. He's just a freaking badass villain and charming. And once again, you feel for the victims.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to pull it off, where you like the victims and you like the killer. It's weird to say, but it's just that entertaining. So there you go, Wolf Creek 2.
Yeah. Major miss on my list, as I've mentioned already a few times. Uh, can't disagree with you at all. It's fantastic. And there is a TV show, and the third one officially has been announced. It was announced, but then it kind of went into limbo, and they say now it's being worked on. So in a
Nice.
year, this might be disqualified because it would have been four entries. But as of right now, there's only
Oh
three
wow.
entries. Wolf Creek 1, 2, and the TV
Sorry.
show. All good.
Did you
You
watch
made
the
it.
show?
No, I've been wanting to figure out where I can find it. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I have to figure
I
get
have
it.
it.
Oh, you do on MB or just?
Yes, on Emby. Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah,
who
it's
put it out
there.
because I don't. Yeah, because he's in it, I believe.
I don't know. That's why I'm curious to watch it now. I haven't heard a lot of feedback on it, but I just because I
I
love
think
the character so much, I think I
I
want to
think
see it.
Jason Lloyd saw it. I feel like he saw it, but I'm not. I
Yeah,
am
me too.
not. Anyway, my number two, I think was on your top 50 list, I believe, is or my number 52 is Cold Prey, the original one.
Ah, there
I had
you
the
go.
sequel.
Okay.
Again, another one that I thought the sequel kind of outdid the first one. But there's heart here. There's good characters. There's some good cat and mouse aspects, and there's some good gore. This is a good slasher film. It definitely. I just think that the second one kind of just one ups it a little bit, and is my slight preference. But watching them back to back, I don't think you'd be disappointed with either one. Both are great slasher goodness.
Right on. Of course I agree. 100%. Great stuff. What and where does that come from? What country?
I believe Denmark or Sweden. Or is it Finland? Let me just check
Yeah.
before I offend every Scandinavian country out there. It's from Viking
Well, there's a
territory.
reason I ask. There's a reason I ask.
It comes from Norway. I fucked it up. Said everything but Norway.
Okay. Well, my number 52 comes from Norway. That's why I had you look. Pretty cool. And I don't know how we all missed this movie, but we all missed this movie in 2019, and it's called All Must Die. And
Oh,
man, what an interesting slasher. This girl gets basically kidnapped, a surprise kidnapping for her bachelorette party, not a real kidnapping, of course, just done by her friends. And it's kind of cool because it's nice to see just girls going to camp without the guys. And it's a horror themed party. So she's a horror fan. So they're doing their stuff and they have some good red herrings going on and it really works well. And they play a scavenger hunt game. She has to play it, and she's coming across things. And again, it's a horror game, so she might come across some things that are dead and whatnot. And you know what I mean? And we're watching, knowing it's a movie, saying, "Is this real? Is this what's happening? Did somebody kill here, or is this part of the game?" And then they're waiting for her. Her exes are supposed to show up. She had like three exes or something like that. And even though she's getting married and it's bachelorette party, they're still on good terms. So like her friends are gonna have them come by, so they're waiting for the guys to come by. And then so you're trying to figure out what's going on here. And then her fiance shows up and he has I don't want to get too into it, but I'll tell you this. It's um a lot of people get killed. It's well played and there's a good reveal. And the way they explain it all is really cool. I guess there's some people that can watch a movie like this. They all, I don't want to, actually, I'm not going to say anything because that would give it away. All I'll just say is the way that things are revealed, I thought was clever because you know how I am. If it doesn't make sense, I'm going to point it out. But if I look at them, I go, no, this is all plausible. This all could have worked this way. Okay, that's cool. So I'm disappointed I didn't see it till now, but I really like it. It all must die. So you got to
I
check it
wrote it
out.
down. I haven't seen it, so I wrote it down for another one to check out. Awesome.
Might be on
Cool.
Tubi too, actually. So easy.
I just have Tubi one. Sorry.
You have to be continued?
Yeah, I got that. My number one is kind of the fix it cheat. I took it off. If you remember, I was going to just put Terrifier 1 and 2 as a unit. And I probably should have kept it there because it deserved to be, but I
Yeah.
didn't. And I put just Terrifier. So I put my number one as Terrifier 2. And the reason I did that is also because if I have a preference, Terrifier is going to be the one I go to watch because it's a little bit easier to digest because of the shorter running time. Terrifier 2 at
Yes.
2 hours and 20 minutes is a freaking epic movie. And it doesn't always make sense, if I have to be honest. Part 3 needs to explain stuff to make part 2 work better. we're given enough. We're given a little enough little hints to at least allow us to absorb it. But this dream connection, the dad with the secret weapon, what the fuck's going on here? And if we don't get that revealed in part three, I think I might be a little upset. So I mentioned this when I did part two because I do love it, but there's a lot of stuff unexplained, and it's a really long running time. Although there's some great gore in it, and I do love Art the Clown, it just that's the separation. So, and I did it was in my top 10, and so was the first one. But if I have a choice, I'm going to go to part one, I think.
And I'm right with you, man. I'm right with you. So
Yeah,
I can dig it. Right on. And I'm pretty excited for part three. Yeah, when I went in to see Substance today, I just caught like the last 10 seconds as I was walking in of the Terrifier
yeah,
3 trailer. I go, oh, look at this. And I was excited. Then I walked out and then I saw a poster in the lobby that said Robert Eggers' Nosferatu on Christmas. And
yeah.
I am so excited for this movie now. This is turning out to be a pretty good year. And if Nosferatu is anywhere near as good as other stuff, then and I have a feeling it's gonna be. We've been waiting for so long for it, but that's another story. But I'm really excited about 2024 in general. So okay,
Agreed, man.
number 51. This got bumped because of the House of a Thousand Corpses situation. I said I had to do a bump,
Yeah.
and luckily Carly brought it up. And this is Headless. I've
Oh,
always
wow.
enjoyed Headless. Yeah, it's the film that was in the movie Found that was being rented, and it's I tell you, it's just freaking got good kills, and it's a good story, and it's got that setting in I think 78, and it looks and feels it to me, and that's what I like. The killer does what he does, and then there's the sad backstory, and the characters are good, and you got Dave Parker and his dick. And you
Do you
got
have to
Dave
look him in the eye when
Parker,
you talk to him about it?
and you got Parker in a role that just goes to
His
show you,
dick.
the range he has because the character he played is nothing like the guy, and he's pretty believable, man. So, and he's probably one of the best characters in the movie. I really like the lead and everything she's going through, but Parker's great in this one, so it's that adds to it. But I prefer it to Found anyway. I think it looks better,
Interesting.
and it's not attempting to do as much. It's a simple premise, old school slasher stuff. Boom, boom, boom. This is what he does, and some people get a little bored with some of the repetition of some of the things that go on, but um I'm into the whole story and the setting, and the score works, for the time. I really dig it, and I know that it's a low budget movie, but I think what they've done here is they've really done a great job. So that ends up being my 51
Well,
Headless.
awesome. I'm gonna have to check it out again because I watched this way back when after I watched Found, and I really like Found. Like, there's no, for me, it's no question. Found was a better movie, but I need to rewatch this one because I don't remember enjoying this that much. But I also didn't really know Dave Parker at the time either. Because even when
You'll get a kick out of it now.
I think I was just starting to know who he was more. We started interacting more when he recommended us to review his new movie at the time, which was The Bad Man, if you remember.
Right, right.
That's when I
Yep, I
started to
remember
get to
that.
know him a little bit more so. I knew he was in the
Right.
in the
Same
horror
here.
community, but I don't think I knew him
Right.
as much. And then he asked if we would like to um check that out and whatever, and we did. But at that point, I didn't know. I mean, I watched Plank Face this year, and I really enjoyed that one. Actually, like I wouldn't even call that a slasher though. That was just a very
Right.
interesting movie. So I will go back to see Headless again because yeah, I don't remember it being like you even said you think it looks better than Found. So I really want to check it out again.
Well, when I say looks better, I mean I prefer the look of this movie to the look of Found.
Okay.
Maybe a better way to phrase it. That's all. It's just my preference, you know. So.
Well, there it is.
It's been a while since, yeah. So yeah, there we go. How about that, huh?
Do you have any bottoms? I know you're not one for, I know you like being
Oh,
a
I don't
bottom, but
know.
do you have any?
I didn't being a bottom. No, not. I would definitely be a top. But son of a bitch. The thing is this, with everything I watched this year, I didn't necessarily do it in I did I only ranked everything from 10 to 7 in ranking, you know what I'm saying? So the ones that were like below 7, I don't have, but I can just look at like Blood Song, I gave a 5.5. That's pretty low. Um all I can do is scroll through and tell you what the lowest movies are, you know? Do you have them? Do you know them
Yeah,
offhand? Oh,
I
the
have
final
them.
hour, I gave 4.5. The final hour, I think you had the same type of feel. But go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, but
Say
no, but
yours.
those ones are not near mine. There's a couple that just didn't change from the last time we did this show, which is Shadows Run
Right.
Black, Terror at 10 Killer, Iced, and then the two new recruits are Mardi Gras Massacre and Blood Theater. Just fuck, like challenge you to watch them. And I'm not even going to include like I just want to be very clear. Freeway Maniac is not on that list because it's on my next list of one I recommend people to watch because that one is so fucking batshit crazy. I thank you for recommending it to me because it was so fucking crazy that I want
Cool.
to see it. So Freeway Maniac should easily have been on my at a bottom list and would probably be on some people's bottom list, but it's so batshit crazy that I laughed throughout the whole fucking thing, and it's like needs to be
Awesome.
seen. But yeah, Blood Theater was Mardi Gras Massacre. Oh fuck, just and I don't get it. I do not get the like or the pass that Terror Tenkiller gives. It is Drek through and through. And now you can watch it in 4K and enjoy all that Drek in glorious 4K. Fucking
Oh my
abysmal.
gosh.
My favorite word, Carly, abysmal.
Wow.
God damn it.
Abysmal. Holy
Yeah.
cow. Here's one. I gave the Bleeder a 2. So a 2. That's pretty bad. And I know I gave another one a real low rating. Satanic Attraction, 4.5. But like I said, most of them I did pretty good. So I have to actually look for anything below a 5. What was that other one? Honeymoon Horror or something like that? I said it was terrible.
Oh yeah, you
I
said that
gave
was
a
terrible.
3.
Yeah.
Chrome
Yeah.
Skull I was down on. Deadly Manor I was down on. Silent Madness. 5.5s though. Not
Yeah.
hatred. Not a 2. Not a 2 or a 3, you know? So that's what I could think of offhand. Now I do have a bunch of, Honeymoon Horror, I gave it a 2. So those are the worst two. Honeymoon Horror and The Bleeder. Just stop. Just do not watch those two movies, please, people. Just anything but those two. Those are the bottoms.
Yeah.
Uh,
The
like I have a
bottoms.
bunch of 7s. I could rattle off 7s that none of us have ever brought up before we go and leave it at
Well,
that.
say
That wouldn't take too
we should
long.
trade off. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I 15. 15 more that I there's more that we could recommend. But I just said again, I don't think any of these are going to be surprises, but it's just sort of the ones that I'm like going through this procedure. Those were the 75. These were the worst ones. These were the omissions because of either I forgot about them or I didn't rewatch them for the show or whatever it may be. And then there are these 15 that would have probably continued the trend if we went up to 90 or 100 uh
Right.
and to rifle those off. But yeah, I mean, some of them I've already mentioned. So whether you want to start or I start, we could trade off. But I've got 15 more. How
Well,
many sevens do you have? Probably a
well, here's
shit.
the thing. I have 53 sevens, but here's what I'll say. If they have not been brought up by anybody, I'll bring them up. If they've been brought up, then I won't. So I'll just bring up something that's never been heard on these 3 shows. That's how I'll decide what sevens I'm going to say. Not by preference, just by giving people sevens. And the
Okay.
other ones
Well,
they've already heard of from one of you guys. So
Well, let's
that's what
trade
I'll do.
off. So shoot. Go ahead and shoot. Or do you want me to rifle through my
Okay,
15 and then you go from that? Whatever you want. It's up to you.
I give one, you give one. It'll be fun.
Sure.
Okay,
Perfecto.
scare campaign. Check that one out.
Yeah. I remember liking that. I forgot. I didn't think it was a slasher, but then what other category would it fit into? Same
Right.
with Fear Inc. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go back to see that because I wasn't sure if that was a slasher or not. I thought it was set up like a slasher, but I don't actually know. Yeah.
Not,
Border, right?
yeah, I didn't get that feel. But yeah, but I got it from this one, Scare Campaign, which is Australian, by the way.
Yeah. The stylist. There's mine.
Oh,
I like
oh,
you, yeah.
there you go. Right on. Glad to hear that. Dead Zone, pardon me, Dead Tone, aka 75. Check that
Ooh,
one out. It's a little gem. Yep, Dead Tone, aka 75.
I think I remember you talking about that. Lost After Dark, as I mentioned, went way up comparatively to the first time I watched it. I don't know what I was thinking. I owe Bo an apology, I think, because yeah, it was much more enjoyable this time for me.
Nice. Very cool. All right, we might hurt each other, which it was interesting. It was kind of subgenre bending stuff, but I would constitute it as a slasher. And yeah, I think it was on Netflix is where it came from, but we might hurt each other's worth your time.
Cool. Out of the Dark is my next one. This was that one that Chris, aka Scott's been recommending to me to watch for years. I told you about it on the show a few episodes ago. Is that clown mascot? And I ended up renting it, and I enjoyed it. It's not great, but it's got a creepy, like nice piano sort of soundtrack to open it up, and there's some decent moments throughout. Good premise.
Nice.
I just wish they delivered a little bit more on the gore aspect of the kills, but it worked. It worked, and I enjoyed it. So, Chris, there you go. I now watched it so long ago that I'm not going to go on and on about it, but I'm glad you recommended it to me. I appreciate the recommend. And yeah, it was a little harder to find for sure. Did you get it on MD
What's
or
it?
did you
What's it called?
Out of the Dark? And it has the clown face on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I watched Out of the Dark. Yeah, I liked it.
with the
Remember in the
girls of
beginning they
the
kept
sex
saying,
the sex call center. Yeah,
yeah, remember they were singing that song in the beginning? It was funny. I might come across it when I get to my notes if it's on there. There was some
okay.
song being sang for like 5 minutes in the credits. It was like watching a freaking, I don't know. It didn't fit like a horror movie. It was funny. But yeah, no, I liked Out of the Dark. It was interesting and a good reveal too. So yeah, I like that. Redeemer, Son of Satan, aka Class Reunion Massacre, filmed in 1976. So,
Yeah,
but it's definitely weird, but it's cool. I dig it.
I remember you talking about this one when it came out. It was very hard to find, so I didn't rent it or anything, so I never ended up watching it. But if I could rent it, I don't even
Damn.
know if it was available for rent. That was the other thing. Sometimes I
Really?
figured,
The Redeemer? Damn.
yeah, I always
I'm
thought it would be
shocked.
free. I thought it would be free on like YouTube, and I couldn't even find it. Um, Open 24
Wow.
hours. Again, I some problematic elements that I brought up on the show again a few episodes back when we were, doing our what we watched slashers and whatnot. But gory, gory new wave slasher, well worth checking out. But just expect to be a
Yeah,
little frustrated with maybe one of the reveals.
that's fair. Okay. But that's also on my list. So I'm with you there. The Redeemer, Son of Satan, you could stream it on Cult Pix. CULTPIX, whatever that is. So
Yeah.
it's something Cult Pix. I've never used it, but I use that app, the Just Watch app, to see where things are streaming. So there you go. Um, the Sleeper, the Sleeper. I think I talked about this on the show. It was the 1979, supposed to be taking place at that time, but it was made in the 2010 era, and I dug it. I dug it. The Sleeper's worth your time. I thought you didn't like it as much.
I
You
didn't
said.
like it. It was okay-ish. I
Yeah.
didn't really like it. There's a hammer kill that I think was pretty gory. I think someone's face or head gets bashed in with it or something, if I remember correctly. Uh, but yeah, it just didn't ever elevate to the next level for me. Um, this one, I dig it. It's creepy. I just I probably could have had it higher, but it's I don't know where else to put it because it's Maniac X-esque. It's Don't Go in the House.
Mm, I
It's
liked it.
more of the
I saw it
diseased
this year.
mind style, right? Like these movies can
Right.
be interchangeable. You could easily fit them in slasher for some people, and some people could separate them and say, "Now this one, I'd put them in this category or whatnot." But I'd say that this one is a little bit more in tone with Nightmare in a Damaged Brain or Maniac.
No, I like it. I honestly, I watched it for the first time ever this year, and I didn't like it, and I did like it. Pardon me. So I just, I was thrown off because I always heard that every kill was done by a flame torch, by a
Yeah.
flamethrower. Pardon me. So I was like, I don't know. So I never rushed to it, but I did end up enjoying it. So I'm with you. I can't believe nobody brought this movie up. The Initiation. Did it not make anybody's list at all?
Uh,
Nowhere.
no, but it's on my short list, so I'll just double down on it with you as well. It's on this one too. Yeah,
Nice.
I agree. A little convoluted at the beginning, and with the brother, the
Hmm.
insane asylum part of it, but then once it just gets to the hide and go shriek type um
Yeah.
slasher aspect of it, it works. So
It's got a good twist too. A nice reveal, man. I dig
yeah,
it.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, because yeah, Scooby Doo. It got me though. I'll tell you. It worked. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. So Black Rat is another one. Black Rat, I would recommend. That is, that's an Asian one. I want to know the year and I want to know the country, to be honest. But I think I did talk about it on this show,
I feel like you did a
over
long
this
time
year.
ago.
Yeah, but
Like,
this year definitely. And yeah.
well,
And I definitely explained, but this is 2010, and where does it come from? It's an Asian movie. That's all I can tell you. But it's definitely worth your time. I thought it's cool. Again, Korea. Okay, no, Japan. I apologize. Maybe I'm just a sucker for Asian slashers, the way I am for Asian ghost stories. I just something about them. They just seem to get it right for me. So. But it's cool because this is a kind of a combination Japanese dream logic stuff and slasher in some points. So it kind of has a style all its own. But
they seem to
Black
like to do
Rat,
that.
yeah.
My this one, I like this one again. I've always been lower on it than most slasher fans and horror fans. This time was my favorite watch. It probably could have made my top 50 list or even my top 75 list, and I bumped it off. But I do like it, and it's Terror Train, the OG.
Right
And
on.
funny enough, I brought it up on the show. I was shocked. And again, I don't expect anybody else to like him, but I watched the Tubi remake and the sequel again for this show this year. Well, I didn't watch the sequel again. It was for a first time. And I didn't have a problem with either of them. They're not great movies, but they're perfect enough time wasters that were fine. Not on the level of the original, or they're not going to be on the short list. But I've just said if you're starved for something new, there you could definitely do way worse. Like my bottom fives that I mentioned earlier.
Let me ask you this. Do they take place on a train for the majority of the movies?
Yeah, both of them do.
Okay, then I'm intrigued a little bit. Okay. I do want it to be
Yeah.
on a train. It's
I think the
interesting. It's a
first
good
one, a
set.
lot of people said was more shot for shot. It's not, I didn't think it was shot for shot. The second one had a unique setup. Um, forced, but they got the cast back. I mean, they work. It works. So
Hmm. No, I dig it. Right on. Okay, I talked about this one also over the course of this year, a little mini review. So I'll just say the title and not much. Shrooms. Definitely check out Shrooms. It's a one of a kind type slasher. It is about shrooms. There is some tripping going on in this movie, and the movie itself is kind of trippy, but it's a good it's an interesting enough plot. The kills are fine, and I like the style and the way some of the shots look and stuff like that. It's just it speaks to me. So, which
That was
probably isn't a
that's what I
surprise,
didn't
but
like
it
about it
shouldn't.
when I saw it. But there's some good
Fair
moments to it.
enough.
Didn't enjoy it overall. My next one's Cherry Falls. I I think someone had it on their list, but I can't recall off the top of my head. But I like this one. I do wish it was gory. I wish now whether or not they didn't film it gory or they cut it and there's some gory footage that exists that we just haven't seen. I hope that's the case and they can release some uncut version of it. But I feel like they never filmed it gory. But I can't remember the backstory of it. That's the biggest kind of issue, but the rest of the movie I kind of like. Instead of like lose your virginity to avoid getting killed. I love that kind of subplot. It was kind of funny.
Hmm. No, it is cool. I dig it. I definitely dig that one. I think it was on Carly's list, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But yeah, I dig that one. Okay, this one is Absurd from 1981, Italian movie. Pretty interesting. I think I also may have talked about this on an earlier show this year. So, I won't really say anything much. It's, like I said, Italian movie. There's a good score. The plot's a little bit clunky. There are too many survivors, but there are some cool kills, and the story is intriguing enough. But the kills are good, so
Mhm.
I dig it. Absurd.
No One Sleeps in the Woods Tonight. The first one. Fun,
There you go.
gory slasher film. Ignore, avoid at all costs the sequel, but watch the first one. It's enjoyable.
Yep, agreed. Absolutely agreed. Okay, Nightmare, aka Nightmare on a Damaged Brain. I like this movie more, but not as a slasher. As a slasher, it isn't quite as slashery as a lot of other ones on my list, which is one of the reasons it's down here. But I really think it's a good movie. I think it's kind of a movie that has to be seen more than once. And I've seen it twice in my lifetime, but it was spaced out. But I think this is a movie that I can find myself revisiting a little more often. It just has a style to it. It's got that 70s style, and I dig it. There's you got some good kids, but it's more about the trauma from one kid to another. And like I said, I like it more as a movie than I do a slasher, but I dig it. Savini didn't do the assists. Savini didn't do the effects, but he did assist in them. So,
Supposedly
and
he
there's a
did.
cool reveal.
Supposedly he got really uppity about that. Supposedly he talked to the director or the special effects guy for like 2 minutes. Could have been like us talking to them at a horror convention or something like that. And then they put like special effects supervisor Tom Savini or something to that effect. And so he sued to get his
Huh.
name off the credits. Supposedly, that's I believe the story. But that brother is a superhero, man. He saved his family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Uh, Good stuff.
I very quickly just mentioned these two because you already mentioned it. So I said Sick was on this list. I enjoyed it more than I ever did, or did the first time, and I think it deserves to be seen as well. And Freeway Maniac, just to cross those off. It's so batshit crazy. It's not a good movie. I wish there was a better copy of the movie because the one we've got is on YouTube, and it's kind of like I think it's from a VHS dub, so it's not the best copy, but it's if you have to see it, I recommend seeing it. It's like I said, bonkers. Freeway Maniac.
Nice. Yeah, and it definitely is. No doubt about it. Watch it with friends, you know?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Um, this one here took me by surprise because I hadn't seen it before somehow. It's got a beautiful friggin' what do you call it? Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray. It's Girl School Screamers from 1985. And I think I did talk about that recently
Yeah.
on one of these shows, so I won't get into it, but I do have to recommend it to you guys. It's definitely dig. I definitely dig it.
Yeah, you did mention it was a while back actually, but I hadn't been able to. I didn't get to check it
Yeah.
out either. But I heard that's someone that kind of shifts gears a little bit. It starts as one thing and goes to another, or it's a combination ghost with slasher.
Yes, it's kind of a combination thing, and then it takes some time, and it's like, I remember like 45 minutes in, there was no kills, but and there was still 8 people in the house, and okay, well, one of the things is going to start happening, and then, you know, then we get some other kills. They're not gory, but they're done with style, and they show a lot of blood, but it's it's a combination of like Fulci and Raimi. It's just it's a crazy story, but I just dug it, and it just had this wild finale, and it's just unusual. I just happen to like it, so you know, I would
Cool.
say check it out.
For double feature, I recommend, and this is weird because these are another ones that kind of gotten forgotten, but they started being spoken about more and more in the slasher world. Perfect double feature, Killer Workout and Death Spa.
Nice.
Yeah, check them out. Silly, silly, out there, some fucking weird reveals, but both worth checking out. Just don't expect
Yeah.
high art.
No, no, definitely fun. Definitely, if you're a slasher fan, check them. No question about that. This I also mentioned on the show not too long ago, but again, it wasn't on anybody's list, so I'll mention it again. The Outing, aka The Lamp. So I talked about it some earlier. This was like a pleasant surprise for me because it was the first time watch from something in the 80s. Basic setup, again, like the Hide and Go Streak setup, but more to it, But these kids are locked in not locked in. They choose to be locked in. They sneak into this mall or whatever it was, the girl. Very, very much like a lot of other movies at this time, where kids, somebody's father owns something, and here we're gonna go in and party here, and then, but it's a little more than that. The kills are supernatural. They're not like a regular slasher killer going around, and definitely interesting. So decent body count and kills. So it was a nice surprise for me. The Outing, aka The Lamp.
This one I recommended, I mentioned it on the show too. I didn't even really, it's more Giallo-esque. If it was gory, I swear more people would be talking about it as like a great Argento ripoff. And this was Blind Date, directed by that Nico guy that did like the Zero Boys and The Mist and
Oh.
other movies. Like this guy's got a whole collection of films. Blind Date is that one that I told you, the guy's blind, gets some computer chip technology, and is kind of able to sort of see the killer and whatnot. It's so out there in concept that it seems like it's taken right out of a page from an Argento film, but it's missing the gore element that would have elevated this so much higher.
Mm. I'm kind of bummed out because I didn't see it. And I remember you mentioning it to me. I don't know why I didn't save it on my letterboxd because you
Yeah.
talk about Argento
Well,
like it, and I'm
again,
intrigued.
I talk about it because it tears a page right out of it, but the one element it's missing is the sort of grandiose, beautifully staged and
Right.
orchestrated kills, and that usually came with some sort of gore element as well. I'm not saying this is bloodless, but it just lacks that punch.
Right on. I understood. I'll probably still check it just based on that. I talked about this one earlier on sometime during this past year, I believe, and just when we were talking about them, Last Girl Standing, and this is what happens to a girl that is the final girl, and she survives, and what happens after, and this is the aftermath, and some more shit goes down in her life, and bodies start piling up, and it's fun. It's fun. It ends up being kind of a predictable reveal, but it's a fun massacre, and you won't regret your time with it. I don't think. I dig it, and I think it was from like 2017 or 18 or something. Last Girl Standing, but check it out if you haven't.
It might even be 16, but I, I'm going by
Maybe.
memory too. Um, my last one was Fade to Black. Not very traditional, but a fantastic performance by the main actor. So this one has not been forgotten. It doesn't seem to get talked about as much. I remember this. I've always seen this at the video store, and growing up with it. It's on Tubi. You could check it out. Definitely worth your time. It's a little bit classier made than some of these other ones that we're talking about. A little bit more attention to detail and definitely attention to characterization. Like he's a great actor.
Who is it?
The main guy, I don't know if I forget his name because he's the main guy in
Oh,
Fade to
okay.
Black. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what the hell was his name? Shit. Either way, yes, it's good. I like that one. I saw that movie for the first time this year, and I don't know if I watched it again for the slasher show. And that might be my bad. So, but I do like it.
It is
So
Dennis
I'll just
Christopher
rattle
is his
off.
Dennis Christopher is his name.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll rattle off ones that I have a seven that nobody's ever mentioned. So American Gothic, See No Evil, Hellbent. What else? Not a lot more. Oh, The Pool, aka Swimming Pool from Germany, 2001. If you can get your hands on that, check that one out. I enjoyed that one. Uh Club Dread. No, that was on somebody's. Unmasked Part 25. When I was a kid, we rented this movie, and I remember saying the first 50 minutes, this could be the greatest horror movie of all time. And then it slowed down because
Yes.
it's from the UK in 88, and it starts off so great. 5 kills in the first 16 minutes, and they're all freaking great. Double impalement, gore, this and that. Then it goes into the story, and the story is what it is, and it's okay, and it's a little bit hokey, but you also do kind of care for the character. And then the ending is all kills and gore, good kills. You get 19 kills total,
Wasn't it?
and
I
just about every
remember
one.
I haven't seen this
Yeah.
recently either, but I remember liking it. But same thing. It started like gangbusters. And I
Yep.
remember being uncut and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then it's slowing down. But it was
Yep.
kind of, wasn't it kind of like Behind the Mask before Behind the Mask? Isn't it kind of meta?
In a way, yeah, it is kind of meta. Yes, it is. Yep. It is that. And the guy
Well,
falls in love with the girl, and she's a
even
blind girl, and
even part 25, it was kind of Toxic Avenger meets whatever. Like Unmasked
right.
part 25 in the title alone. It's like
And
uh
his name is Jackson instead of
yeah.
Jason. So there is that satire in it, and the humor is kind of dry, I guess. So, I mean, imagine if everything in the middle would have been top notch. This could be an all-time classic just because of the kills. Like there's 19, I would say 15 of the kills are great. So it's
Yeah.
like,
That's a good ratio.
it had to be mentioned. Yeah, what else? Oh, we talked about that one. We talked about that one. That one. Okay, Venom. Venom nobody talked about. I did recently, but that's an overlooked movie. I like it. It's got a little bit of the hoodoo element, the supernatural tied into it as well, but that's good. Joyride 3, I did watch it and I enjoyed it. That was good. A movie called Killer with an Explanation Point from 1989. Different, but cool. What else? Banana Splits movie. Yes, worth your time. Nightmare Beach, Revenge, Christie, and When the Trash Man Knocks from 2023. That is from the same people that did that other movie I talked about that was the They Them thing. And it's
Mhm.
got a lot of the same actors in it and everything. Children of Sin. But I'm telling you, this is freaking, it's right before Thanksgiving. The guy escapes. It's so much like Halloween. Like it's an H3 inspired. It's Halloween 3 freaking inspired soundtrack, but it's so much like Halloween and it's done so well in certain ways. It's just, it's not perfect, but um it's absolutely worth your time when the trash man knocks. I think
Well, that's
that's also on Tubi. Yeah, 2023. Didn't even know about it till now. Isn't it weird?
it is
Stuff in
weird.
very recent years that we somehow missed until you start really digging for slashers. Yeah. So
I'll check it out.
so
Absolutely.
there it is, man.
We did it. Part 3. That's a lot of
Yeah.
slashers. A lot of
Yes.
slashers, some that you definitely have heard of, some that you probably didn't. Like you definitely thought outside the box, probably more so than any of us on the show, Dave, and brought a lot more international, I think, to the table for this. When I looked at it, mine, I just, like I said, I started with what made the list and what did I watch the last time.
Hmm.
But there's been a lot of new ones since that last time too.
Oh man. It was so unexpected, honestly. I thought it was going to be so easy. And the more digging you do, the more things come up. And you're like, wow, man, I didn't know there was this many. And
Yeah.
again, how many slashers have we watched in our lifetimes? Probably a lot more than most people, and
Oh, for sure.
this
It's
year
crazy.
especially. And I'm so happy we did it because I feel I know slashers now more than I ever have, you know. And the foreign stuff was so fun because I didn't even know most of them existed. I just started going on IMDb and this and that and trying to find people that had lists of foreign slashers, and I just down the rabbit hole. I just did a lot of research and never knew they existed. And thanks to Dave Parker, because without him, I wouldn't have seen half of those foreign slashers either. So that they're hard to come by, unfortunately. But at least people that are slasher fans have heard all these titles over the past three shows, and hopefully they'll go out and you know they'll check them out. They'll search.
For
But
sure.
that's the fun of it, man. Isn't it fun to find movies you never saw before, and
Yeah.
you get a
Or ones that
you get
you
them
you you just left out for whatever reason, like whether it be the box art or whatever it was, a title, and then just going back and then finally
right.
checking it out too. That was good. And it'll
Hmm.
this is gonna be great. This is it. This is like we assume now the next 50 to finish off Exploding Heads will be with Brandon, the old team, the trio back in action. I don't know what the Year of the Slasher 2 is done, but we still have the rest of the
I
year to go.
know.
So I think it's gonna be Brandon and you and I just reconnecting and getting back into the old school swing of things. I'll have to put the three-headed logo back on.
Nice. And I have a cool idea. I have a cool idea about the last 50 shows. I don't know if anyone's going to be into it, but I have a cool idea. We'll see. We'll see. And it's
Cool.
fun. It's easy stuff. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
easy. You got to keep it easy for B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but we're just going to have fun. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for next show.
I'm looking forward to it. No,
So,
this was great. This was a great way to finish off that trilogy. This is the first episode of Spooky Month, and we'll be back with B. We'll be back with B.
yeah. So happy October, everybody. Thank you, everyone, again for all your support and listening to everything that we've done. And hope you guys really enjoyed these shows. And if you didn't like slashers, sorry.
Yeah. As
That's
we
all we've
usually
talked
say.
about for a year.
Yeah, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, right. And on that note, that's all. We love you guys. Manchichi, Manchichi. And that's all I got.
Yeah, and take care, guys. See you next show.
Peace.